1.
Oh my gosh, that was so epic.
I think that's it.
There he is.
You guys ready? Let's pull it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Hey! And JB's on there!
600!
600! Yes! Yay! 600 mile time. That would be just.
So here we are, back with the real Supercharger.
Okay, we are on the test track.
So I'd recommend putting your head on the headrest.
Okay.
There he's ready. Nope.
Yep. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that never gets old either.
We have the post-production production cars here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, you watch it.
Well, why is he gonna throw it?
I don't know, but we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
He just used a sledgehammer. What?
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
I'm Eric, otherwise known as Derek, here in Shanghai at Gigafactory 3.
Ballapalooza. It's like tricks.
3, 2, 1.
Will it wipe is the big question of the day.
Will it wipe?
Generic cornflakes.
Whoa! It's raining cornflakes! Oh. This is trippy. Look, there's nothing here.
Hello once again, it is August 15th, 2021. I'm David, this is Eric. Together we are Derek, and we are here to talk with you about everything that's new in the world of Tesla. We're going to go over what's new, what's happened in the past week, and then we'll open up to your questions and answers, and hopefully we'll have a nice little chat here. And there's Eric, he had his hands full drinking.
I just spilled water all over myself. Whoa. Anywho, on that note, we're going to jump right in the news, and afterwards we'll kind of open it up. We can talk about really whatever you guys want in the world of Tesla. But first and foremost, we have some people to thank. Eddie George Roanoke and Lee William, and any others that might have used our referral code, thank you. If we missed you, let us know, and we will be sure to give you a shout out. But really appreciate all your support. And with that, we can go ahead and get right into it.
Sure. Well, as we were talking about, as we've been talking about for like the last 11 months, we placed an order for the Plaid. It has now been 327 days. since we placed our order for the Plaid on September 22nd, 2020, and we will continue to do the countdown every week until we get that. But we are optimistic it will be coming one of these days. So until then, I vow that I will be wearing Plaid every day until we receive our Plaid vehicle. So keep your eyes out.
Should we Instagram story you wearing Plaid every day?
But today,
so
Plaid
if
shirt, which you guys have seen before. I mean, I have a few Plaid items, but this is the most common one.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see what David looks in different Plaid outfits, nobody knows really how
Not
long.
that we're bragging or anything like that, but it's just like we need our Plaid vehicle. So until then, we're wearing Plaid, or at least I am.
So that's what we're gonna be doing.
Well, okay, so that's our news. But anyways,
Yeah.
big news though. Well,
I guess it's kind of our news too.
Yeah.
Model X. So it was I changed the title a little bit of this live stream because I found that out like halfway, thanks to Daniel, who reached out and let me know about his Model X. I checked ours, and so our Model X went from saying August, which we kind of knew wasn't going to happen. It says December now.
Yeah.
So we were pushed back a lot.
Several, like 4 months. And for those of you who don't know, we actually placed an order for that Model X last December 2020. And so it sounds like that's going to be like a 300 plus day wait for that, maybe a year. Hopefully we'll get that, early December, or maybe they're just kind of being cautious and maybe we'll see it a little bit before then. But anyways, the Model X has officially been delayed for all existing orders.
Yeah, and it seems like the earliest that anyone is going to be getting it now is December. So, yeah, kind of a bummer on that. Not gonna lie. Sorry, I was just checking that. I'm not super surprised though. The S has been really delayed. But this makes me wonder, like, what all are they going to add to X?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if it's just going to have the same things we've already seen in the Model S, or if there's going to be something different. Because we've actually never even seen, like, how are they going to handle the second row Qi charging? Because in the Model S that they came out with, they have that armrest that folds down that actually has Qi charging for 2 rear seat passengers, as well as USB. But, there are no armrests in a, like, 5, 6, 7-seater Model X. So how are they going to have that? Are they going to leave that off? Because if so, that seems odd because, the Model X costs more than the Model S. Seems like they should definitely handle that so that the second row passengers would still have charging available. And armrests would be nice too, because that's something a lot of people have complained about over the last 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. And actually, Daniel, who notified me of this, is actually in chat. So thank you for reaching out and letting me know, because I haven't been checking Model X, to be honest.
Yes. And Daniel, we know he placed his order. I can't remember how far back he placed his.
He said December 4th of 2020.
Well, so he actually beat us by a couple weeks. But basically, he's been waiting, and he's here in Colorado, and he's waiting to take delivery up in Superior, like we will be. And unfortunately, he got the same word that we did, that it has been delayed. So, but we'll definitely give you an update if they do move that date forward. But for now, looks like nobody's getting a new X until December.
RIP. Super sad about that.
But on better news, though, it looks like Europe will actually start seeing the Model Y deliveries, I think, starting in September.
But it's not a Model Y.
It's not a Model Y.
It's not a Model Y. That's what Tesla actually put on some of the vehicles.
Not Model
they
Y.
wrote not Model Y, kind of like the not a flamethrower. So that's actually kind of cool. Tesla China confirmed that 8,200 units of made in China Model Y were exported in July. And some of those are actually heading over to Europe. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Nice. And this is, someone said the new model, not Model Y, spotted towards Eindhoven.
Okay, wow. So they're already there and being trucked around Europe.
Yep.
Well, Eindhoven probably, yeah.
So, already there, hanging out.
Cool.
It's only a matter of time.
So that's cool because we did see, so when we were in Iceland a couple weeks ago, we didn't see it, but we did see there was at least one Model Y that's been imported, but that was actually imported directly from a customer from the United States, and we've seen that there, but now it's good to see that they actually have the Model Y on the ground in Europe, so deliveries might even start before, I don't know. I guess it's September, but you never know. Maybe they'll get some out here at the end of August.
Yeah, definitely. But on that kind of same note, talking about Europe, Gigafactory Berlin has an open house on October 9th. And that is something that they'll be doing some tours of and everything. So maybe... Oh.
Thanks for the shout out on the referral. We're waiting for my order for my estimated
Oh,
Did you guys
wow.
hear that?
Wow.
I don't know
heard
if
it.
you guys hear.
Was that Dan then, or is
No, so that was Mando X Games.
Okay, I didn't.
Just did a super chat. $49.99, $50 super chat. Thank you, Mando. Super appreciate that. Oh, David's gonna blow all his money guns, and we have the fan going, so money's flying everywhere. Great.
Thank you, Mando.
Thank you so much for that. It was really low. Okay, I'll have to adjust that volume when it reads it.
So he's been waiting on his as well?
AKA Eddie, thank you for the shout out on the referral. Awaiting
okay.
my Model Y order for an estimated delivery date of 11/24 to 12/24. Christmas gift.
Congratulations. Congratulations
On that Model Y. Super stoked for you. I know you've been hanging out with us for a while, so I am super excited to see that you are getting ready to hopefully take delivery later this year.
And hopefully it'll come sooner than that date, but we'll see.
Yes.
We're keeping our fingers crossed for you.
Fingers crossed that it is earlier, but definitely as long as it's in time for Christmas. That's the big thing.
It'll be worth the wait.
Yep. But huge thanks for the super chat, Mando. Really appreciate that, AKA Eddie. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. Gigafactory Berlin, though. So open house, October 9th. We are debating about going.
Yeah, because
Maybe.
Yeah, because Elon did tweet that priority would be given to the local population, and while we don't live in Germany, we wouldn't mind stopping by, to check it out. Because we've been to Gigafactory in the Reno area, we've been to Gigafactory Shanghai, and we're planning a trip to Austin eventually. But we wouldn't be opposed to. We actually had plans to go to Gigafactory Berlin last year before everything shut down, and we weren't able to travel. But for the past couple months, travel has been opened up to Germany, so it's a possibility. We might try to make it if we can.
Yeah, so that is a possibility. We have a lot of logistics to try to figure out if we can even make it there, make it home, and all that. Now, if we go, I want to reach out to some contacts that I have and just be like, if we fly all the way there, can we make sure we can get in?
Make sure,
because since we're not a local, I don't want to be like, oh, you're not local, like we've already filled up, and that would kind of suck.
End of the line.
So anyway, tentative, we may or may not be in Germany on October 9th. We'll figure it out soon, though. But on October 7th, we have the 2021 annual stockholder meeting. So Elon will definitely be part of that because it's the annual meeting. Definitely looking forward to seeing what comes of that. Maybe we'll finally learn exactly what has been the biggest holdup for the Refresh S and X. Obviously, we know a lot of it is supply chain issues, semiconductors, all this and that. But for now, we've just been told that it's just kind of everything in a nutshell. But Model 3 and Y have been rolling off lines pretty well, so perhaps they just had a stockpile of stuff for them. But still kind of a bummer. So hopefully we find out some cool information at that.
What
Charge port?
Okay, so yeah, sorry, I was trying to move things around here on the list. But basically, we've talked in the past, since the new refreshed Model S came out back in June, we mentioned there were different charge ports listed. And we've also mentioned that there was a delivery hold there in July where cars weren't being delivered, and there was some discussion that it might be related to the charge port. And we have reported last week that people were actually reporting issues with their charge port not working on the refreshed S, and it sounds like an antenna issue, and Tesla was doing an interim or temporary fix that would basically allow that button on the wall connector to still open up the charge port. Again, it's not a serious issue because you can just touch the charge port or open it via the app or from inside the car, but it looks like Tesla has updated the EPC, which the online electronics part catalog, to show that new charge port is coming, and it's just a slight revision. Did it go from like G to H?
Yeah, so here's what we saw a while back is they had the normal charge port, which is number 1. Number 2 is not listed on here, but number 1 said the interim, and number 2 is one that we have never seen before, so that was a little suspect. But now on this new one, it is a new part number. So it must be like the permanent one, and perhaps that other one that we saw that looked different was what they were hoping to do for like the Plaid Plus and stuff
if it
like
would have
that.
had the 4280 batteries,
So 4280 battery...
4680, sorry.
4680 battery, that might be the charge port that we see for that. But there is a newer revision of that charge port. So hopefully that has the new antenna so that when you actually like click on your charger handle, it will actually charge. Or open the door.
Yeah.
It'll still charge. It just won't open your door. It's a minor inconvenience, but it is something on a car of that caliber and that price point should be dealt with. And real quick, Pierre, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said, Model S now estimated. That was the lamest money gun I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, continue.
Okay, well, new Model S delivery date of October 10th to October 30th. Let's see if that changes. So, yeah, hopefully it stays true. Now, a lot of these Model S delivery dates were recently updated. So, hopefully with that new updated date, it's a lot more, I don't know, firm, better calculated than just.
And I don't know if we mentioned that in the past, but some people are doing like an online petition complaining about like the lack of communication from Tesla concerning their refreshed Model S orders. And it looks like Tesla heard, and they sent out an email to a lot of people who had pending orders last week saying, you know, they apologize for the delay. You know, but there's been a lot of stuff been going on this year. But they did apologize. I know not everybody got that email, but they did. Like within the next day or so, a ton of orders started getting updated estimated delivery dates showing up on their account.
Yeah. So hopefully October 10th to 30th holds true for you.
And I don't know if we announced it last week or maybe it was a development over the past week, but we did get an updated delivery date for our long range S, and it now says mid-November.
Yeah.
So, and that's for the order that was placed last January. Okay, this January of this year.
Yo. And then I saw in chat real quick when we were talking about different events, Robert asked AI Day live stream on the 19th. You bet. We will be doing a viewing party for that, so we'll kind of start a little bit ahead of time, hang out, watch it together. We'll maybe be down kind of like right here in the little screen or something while we all watch it, and we won't say anything. We'll be quiet so we can all enjoy it, and then we'll kind of reconvene afterwards and talk about what they said, what they didn't say, etc.
Yeah, so definitely.
So yeah, AI Day on the 19th is a go. Let's see. So supercharging, this has been in the news lately. Supercharging for salvage cars has always been something Tesla has turned off. In a way, I feel right about this. Like, you don't want to be plugging in and dealing with that kind of power if there might be something potentially wrong. Now, in the past, Tesla has kind of had different stances on whether or not they will reapprove you to be able to get back onto Superchargers with a salvage title. But it looks like now there might be a break in this, at least temporarily, maybe.
Yeah, and this is something people have noticed over the past week where these salvage cars have been able to plug in, and if you have a credit card on file, it looks like you are actually able to supercharge again. And again, we don't know if this is every single car or just specific ones, but it is a possibility. And Eric says, we don't know if this is intentional, if it's temporary, if it's permanent, but Tesla did announce they were going to be opening up the supercharger network later on this year to other manufacturers, and if they're going to be doing that, then maybe that's why they're opening this back up, because they're not going to have the control, at least the way they're handling security now, to disable those cars. So it sounds like, or what some people are hypothesizing, is that they're changing the security method, and this might just be an interim period where these cars are currently allowed to supercharge, but there might be some changes coming to the superchargers themselves where there's maybe some increased security, and the supercharger will be handling, you know, whether or not the charge is allowed and not the car saying, hey, I'm allowed to charge. And so that could be why we're currently seeing this, and maybe there's a software update that would, you know, or updates to those superchargers later this year, which will then lock those cars back out. It's possible.
Yeah.
But we'll keep you up to date on those, what we hear on that. But I know there's probably not a lot of people with salvaged cars, but it's definitely something, if you do buy a car, you want to be able to supercharge it if it's safe to.
Exactly. So Green the Only, he's probably one of the more prominent Tesla hackers. And when I say hacker, I'm saying that in a good way towards him. Like, he goes through all the code and figures all this out. So in a good way. I haven't seen anything bad from him, so that's good. But he did say on Twitter, I'm hearing Tesla suddenly re-enabled supercharging capabilities in salvage Model 3 cars. Would be interesting to get some confirmation as to a wider field if anybody has salvage Model 3s with disabled supercharging. And kind of went through here. I know somebody tagged like Rich Rebuilds, and he said it asked him for a credit card, and he refused to enter in a credit card. So whatever there. Obviously, you're gonna have to pay for it. So I haven't heard officially one way or another. Pierre though came in with another $5 super chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Said,
again.
I hope you get your car very soon. My wife keeps trying to steal the money for you I have put aside for the 21-inch rims. That's funny stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he's
Yeah, he wanted to buy those.
Yes,
so. Yeah,
definitely.
definitely. Hopefully, we can all get our cars very soon. That would be wonderful. Thank you guys though so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Mando X Games actually said, I heard that people who ordered their Model S and wanted it sooner, Tesla has reached out to them to get their orders faster to pay 10 grand more. Has your local service center asked you that? No, but I don't think I would. I want the car, but 10 grand's a lot of money with how expensive it already is. And then financing.
Yeah, there's something we wanted to bring up because last week when we were talking about solar, we had mentioned there were all sorts of options out there besides Tesla. But if you were considering Tesla, they were at one time offering a 0.99% financing. Sounds like the next day they stopped offering that. So unless you had already locked in or done a credit check or signed a contract, that 0.99% financing unfortunately is no longer available. I think they do still have like 2.99%, so it's not that expensive, but they do still have financing available. It's just not like giving away, as they were before. So just a quick update, don't get your hopes up. It's probably not going to be available if you didn't already have a project in progress.
Yep. And then a supercharger coming in.
Oh yeah, we saw news over the weekend. For those of you in Colorado, we heard that Edwards, Colorado, we saw it show up on the map a couple weeks ago for Colorado, and we found an article over the weekend that says they're going to be locating at like Edwards Station, I think it's called, which is like a gas station there just off the highway I-70 in Colorado. Looks like it's going to be an interesting combination because this location will have 8 Tesla Superchargers as well as 4 Electrify America charging stations, and I don't know if there's other places like that which are like working in conjunction to set up these charging stations. So let us know if you have heard something like that. But I thought that was interesting to hear that. Sounds like they're going to share like the same like transformer cabinets or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
I honestly haven't heard of Electrify America and Tesla at the same place, so that's kind of bizarre. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's a first that I've physically heard of.
Yeah,
so
and we've seen other places where the stations are close by, but it sounds like they're actually sharing, the same transformers, so, or at least the transformer cabinet. So it'll be interesting to see if that's like something we see a lot more of in the future.
Yo. Also, speaking of why, I have some people talking about like different cars. Someone asked about Model Y coming to England, hopefully soon after Europe. But kind of seeing some things about the supply chain issue, and kind of on that note, Elon has been putting a lot of the blame on the supply chain issues on 2 big auto parts manufacturers. And they supply pretty much parts for every automaker in the industry. It's when you think about that, all these parts are coming from one supplier, it's a little scary because that's a recipe for disaster. But he talked specifically about Bosch. They are a major electronic supplier, especially when it comes to electronics. And then the other one is
Renesas,
and they particularly do semiconductor and microcontroller manufacturing. And recently, Elon actually talked about how they switched to a lot of microcontrollers because they couldn't get all their chipsets that they wanted. And they were able to do that and adapt, which is really great. So it was interesting to see Elon call them out like that, because that's not something that I think they normally would do. I would think they would normally stay pretty quiet about stuff like that.
Yeah, I would think just because, you don't want to like badmouth them.
Exactly.
You're still relying on them. And they could, if you upset them too much, maybe they could, stop supplying.
Cancel contracts
exactly.
or raise prices.
But maybe he's just trying to push
a little
them
pressure.
a little bit just to see if they can step up and get things to them a little quicker.
Definitely. But it's not just Tesla, like we've said. We've seen countless videos that I've seen on Twitter that are Ford Broncos, like 10,000 of them sitting in lots, a ton of F-150s sitting in lots, all waiting on computer chips and stuff like that. So it's definitely not just Tesla that's being affected by this. So next up, we have some update news.
Just about the
updates.
firmware update. And so some of you have seen or heard of an update 2024.24, which came out, which is really odd because when Tesla names their software updates, the first part of the software version number is the year. So somebody screwed up. And you think it would be automated process, but somebody screwed up, and actually they pushed out a release that was labeled 2024 as if it was coming from the year 2024. But it looks like they quickly realized the issue, and they reissued a new update, which was 2021-24, which is the week number.
Yep.
And then it had an increased revision. I don't, depending on what is .3, .4. They've had multiple versions of the .24s, but there's a lot of changes, and most of you might have heard about those updates already, and we talked about some of them last week. But some of the cool improvements, there's a lot of improvements. It's an update, but one of them is that they're going to have the ability to automatically save like dash cam clips if there's an accident. And that's something like in the past you had to manually save it, or you had to honk the horn, and there was an option that you could save it that way. But now it will be automatic, and that's great because if you're in an accident, you're not necessarily gonna be,
you might not be in the right headspace.
Yeah, to be able to go and push it. And you might not honk the horn if you get hit from behind or the side. You might not see it coming.
Yeah.
So it's definitely good that they're going to be automatically saving those clips if they can, if the computers are still running. So definitely a good update there. Another thing that's kind of small, but they're going to have the ability to instantly toggle between range display and battery percentage. And there's a lot of people that are in team range, and a lot of people are team battery and battery percentage. Now you don't have to go through the menu to try to find it. You can just tap on the text to the left of the battery icon and instantly toggle between it. So if you can have it on like 90% and toggle it, and it might say 290 miles. So it's a cool little feature. It just makes it easier to figure out your battery capacity. Another thing is that Disney Plus has been added. We talked about that. That will be showing up in the entertainment or the Tesla Arcade. So definitely an easier way. There's other ways to get to it, but it's nice that Tesla has an icon for that, so you can get to it directly from the Tesla Theater. Another option which has been added, which a lot of people have been complaining about or requesting over the years, is a car wash mode, which will allow you to, when you put it in car wash mode, it will basically close all your windows, lock the doors, lock the charge port, and disable your windshield wipers in Sentry mode and walkaway door locks. And this is something that a lot of people have been, in their car, they go up to a car wash that pulls your car through, and then the washers might come on, or if you
the windshield wipers.
The windshield wipers, or you forgot to close your rear windows, it will close them all for you. Or you walk far away, it might lock the door or put it back into park, and that can cause problems. So basically, they'll also have an option for those automatic car washes, so you can put it in neutral, and it will stay in neutral to allow your car to be pulled through and not dragged through. So definitely a nice feature for those of you who do use those automated car washes. We typically just wash our cars ourselves, but it's nice to have that option if you need it. Another few features they've added in this firmware update are mirror auto dim can now be controlled automatic, or you can turn it on and off. It's not always on like in the past, because sometimes you might be out in the middle of nowhere and it's really dark, and you don't necessarily want those mirrors dimmed because you want to be able to see any lights around you. Now you can turn it off and control that yourself. Another thing that's a cool feature for those of you, especially without premium connectivity, is that you'll be able to remain connected to Wi-Fi when you're driving. Currently, if you don't have this update, if you put the car in drive and you're on Wi-Fi like in your garage, if you put it in drive and start driving away, it tries to connect to cellular. But if you don't have premium connectivity, then you have to manually go back and change it back to connect to a Wi-Fi hotspot. And so now you can make it so that if you're in the car and you say you have a Wi-Fi hotspot on your phone, you can actually go ahead and have your car automatically connect to that once you're in the car. And then as you put the car in drive and drive away, it will stay connected to that, and that way you'll still be able to do streaming via your Wi-Fi hotspot instead of not having any Wi-Fi. And again, if you don't have the premium connectivity. One bad thing, though, that people have noticed, well, not that bad, but over the past couple of updates, people have noticed, we mentioned a while back, but people have noticed that the open butthole Easter egg has disappeared. And this is, for those you don't know, it used to be able to use the audio command and say open butthole, and it would open the charge port. And there was some discussion like, well, we didn't need that, but we confirmed it did work. We found there's some other words that would actually also open it, but those have all gone away. And some people were wondering if it was just like the project manager found out about this and said, hey, get that out of there. But other people were saying maybe it caused some damage, because some people were saying if you say open the butthole, it would open, I can't remember which was what, but one would open the charge port, but other one would open an actual hatch. And if you were, say at a supercharger, or if you had a bike rack or something like that and you tried that out, you might have caused some damage if the hatch opened. So maybe that's why they've removed it. But it was a funny little Easter egg, but it has been removed. So if you have gotten an update recently, you probably no longer have that functionality.
Boo! I'm kind of bummed about that one. That was kind of like a funny one to just like say when someone's in the car and just be like, oh yeah, I just had to open my charge port.
Yeah. So
Don't worry about it.
So
It was one that will be missed.
Yeah, by
Rip.
some. And then we'll just do a really quick solar update. But we had, for the past week, pretty good again. We averaged about 108 kilowatt hours. We had 755 kilowatt hours for the week. We only used 427, so we're bumping up our surplus and going to be able to put that into our bank and use it, November, December. So far for the year, we've generated 18,652. We've only used 459. So we have a 4,193 kilowatt hour surplus. And again, that just, our electric company lets us roll that over, so we'll be able to use that in those colder, darker months of November, December, and January. But we have had we've been like having a surplus solar production since March of this year. We expect it to continue through September. Then get into October, we'll probably start having to use some of those credits. But we should have enough to last us through to March of next year, when the days start getting longer. And so we mentioned a while back, we had hit 100% on our solar offset since installation over 3 years ago. We're now in the app, it's showing 101%. And it's rounding up, so it's not exactly 101%, but basically we still have a 472 kilowatt hour surplus over the past 3 years. So basically all the energy our household has used for the house, or for all of our Teslas that we've had over the last 3 years, we have generated enough energy to cover all of that usage and 472 more kilowatt hours. So again, we expect this surplus to continue for the next month or so. Then we might go back down below 100%, but it will definitely jump way back up next year.
Yep.
So definitely enjoying our solar, and it's very, very nice how it's saving us on our electric bills and our gasoline bills, because we no longer have gas bills every month.
You may now relax and move about the cabin.
Okay,
Done
so
with the
take a
news.
breath, relax. But that was our news for the week. Let us know if you have anything that we missed. Bring it up in chat.
Real quick, Black House Brew. Don't worry. I saw that you just said the open anus thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
we
then
confirmed that.
Streamlabs timed him out for using foul language.
That's too bad.
Sorry about that. That's an auto chat bot that does everything and tries to eliminate curse words and everything. And you're not in trouble. Don't worry.
Yeah, and that's
totally
funny because
fine.
when somebody first brought to light the open butthole Easter egg several months ago, we tried it out and we tried other words and we found that open anus. I never saw anybody else mention that, but you heard it here first.
Yeah.
For better or worse, you heard it here first.
Yeah. Don't worry about it though, Black House. It's just an Autobot. You're totally fine.
Autobots wage their battles.
Autobots.
To destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
Anyway, so we can kind of go ahead and jump into some questions. I see Tesla Jake said, still waiting on my plaid delivery date. I ordered June 9th. White on white with carbon fiber and 21, still nothing.
I think it's going to be a while because from what we've heard, that white interior, that's the problem because we have...
And carbon fiber.
And carbon fiber is delayed as well. But we have been waiting, like we said, since September of last year for that white interior plaid. We've been waiting since sometime in January for the white interior long range. And again, since December of 2020 for the white interior Model X. Yeah. So some people back in June tried changing like things such as the wheels or their interior in an effort to get their delivery date moved up. Some people were successful, but since then Tesla did do a price increase. So if you try to change the interior now, it's possible they would hit you with the price increase and it would cost you another $10,000. So it's probably not worth it for those orders that were placed before that price increase date. But if you just place it in the past couple of weeks, since the price increase, you could go and change your interior. If you're not set on having a white interior, you might be able to change it to a black. Because we have heard of some people who have placed an order for plaid and got it delivered within 5 days. So it's I think that's luck of like somebody else's financing didn't come through and somebody else had the same order at the same delivery center and they just got lucky and got theirs within 5 days instead of other people who have been waiting 5 months or 12 months.
Kind of sucks though for us that have been waiting. Let's see. Custom Doctor, he was talking about the Model Y in England. Also asked, will they get freedom like USA and no EU restrictions like on summon and summoning from the car parking spot? I honestly don't know how that works.
remains to be seen. And we had a discussion with people there in Iceland when we were in Iceland a couple weeks back, because they are not actually part of the EU. They're part of like the Economic Association, I believe, of the European Economic Association, but they're not part of the European community, and they had the same restrictions as if the cars were in the EU. But we did hear some from other people that said that their cars don't have those restrictions. So it seems like some of the cars that had been imported directly from the EU hadn't been, gotten the software flags updated yet. So we don't know yet. If you're in the UK, definitely tweet it out if you do have those restrictions and let Elon know that, hey, we're not part of the EU. We shouldn't have those same restrictions. And hopefully they'll just flip the flags and let you do that, because I know there's other features such as like Smart Summon and Auto Park that weren't working for some vehicles, but they were working for others, and it's just because of where the cars came from.
Yep. Ford Guy's video said, will you save more money with an electric car versus a gasoline car because they will tax you? My parents always think they would get taxed with an electric car. What would you recommend? So here in Colorado, the only thing you have to pay for if you have an EV versus a gas car, when you register the car, you have to pay like $50 extra in difference if you have an EV over a regular car, which is still kind of stupid, but whatever.
And well, the reason some other states are different. In some states it's zero. Some states like Colorado it's $50. Other states, I think Georgia is like $200 a year, which is crazy.
Really? Wow.
But basically, what they're trying to do is, because these electric cars don't use gasoline, they're not paying the gas taxes when they buy, because they're not buying gas. So gasoline taxes is what is used to
for the roads,
for funding roads.
Yeah.
And so they're going to be hopefully in the future finding out what the more equitable and solution to properly charge EV drivers, but not overcharge them, because these fees of like $200, you'd have to do like, I don't know if it's 20,000 miles of driving a year, but if you only drive a couple thousand, you're being unfairly charged hundreds of dollars when you might only need to be paying tens of dollars for your road usage. Definitely. So hopefully in the future we'll see that, but it depends. There's also some states where there are no sales taxes on EVs, so it definitely depends on where you are.
Some are more friendlier than others.
And again, too, EV charging itself is usually much cheaper than the price of gasoline. So where we live, we again don't really pay for electricity, since we've kind of prepaid by buying our solar. But depending on your electric company and the price of gas, most of the time it could be a third or a fourth of the price to charge your EV versus the price of gasoline.
Yeah. I see Amy's here in chat, as well as Roger.
Hey, hello, Amy and Roger.
Welcome. Roger said his car has the firmware that allows you to tap on the battery icon to show percent or miles. Amy said Roger has 25.7, and then she has 24.3. And I pulled mine up, and I have 2021.12.25.7. So I am severely behind.
Yeah, we're behind. So
we're not at the 24 yet.
I'm sure we'll be getting a software update this week, so we'll definitely be doing a video on that.
But I see some other people saying their team percent. Some people say, why not show both range and battery? That's not a bad option.
That's what I like about with the range, though, is you can look at the battery and kind of see that, okay, that's 50% battery, that's 90% battery. So to me, by showing the range and the battery, you're kind of seeing things already.
And like...
I'm team range. Because
on my cell phone, I was just looking at my cell phone. On my cell phone, I have the percent and then the battery icon next to it, and I can kind of...
Yeah. One thing I like about the range, though, is that no matter which car we're driving, say we had a Model 3, a Model S, a Model Y, if you have the percentage, if you might have a standard range Model 3, and if it says you have 50% versus, say, you have a long range Model S that can do 330 miles, 50% of that would be 170, whereas 50% on another one might be 100 something miles. Yeah. So again, this might be a problem only for people with multiple Teslas, but by having that range, it gives you a good estimate of how far can you go. And as you're driving on a road trip, it will lower that range. So while you might start out saying you have 300 miles, if you're driving fast or you get bad weather, it will decrease that accordingly. But you get a good idea of how far you could go in perfect conditions.
Yo, I like miles personally, but that's just me. OP Cars said, how do other luxury cars handle car washes? I don't think they do. I think you just have to be...
I don't know.
In the right mind to be able to put it in... Like,
well,
turn off the windshield wipers, etc.
You have to do it yourself, but you put it in neutral. But Tesla has like these automatic safety features, and if they detect the car moving and it's not supposed to be, then they try to put it into park, and that can cause problems.
Yep. Bell said, any word on changing the suspension for Model Y? I don't think I'm going to change on my Model Y, but we haven't heard anything from the factory about them changing suspension or doing anything different. At least not yet. I mean, Tesla could change it next week. They're weird like that.
And people have seen, things in the parts catalog in China and stuff like that. But then there's been other times in the past where stuff has been in the parts catalog and those parts never ever came out. So they might have intended it originally, but then it just never comes.
OP Cars said the trunk command should be open cheeks. Oh. That's funny. Let's see. Diego said, does the Model X let you drive with the doors up? What do you think happened to the one that tried to take out a London bus? Oh, well. So you can drive with the doors up, but it just constantly beeps at you. So whoever was driving that Model X just clearly ignored the beeps. And that's why anytime I've seen like someone take out their Model X door on like their garage or something like that, there's audible beeps and everything, and it's on the screen. So
yeah, it tries to warn you, but if you're not paying attention, it'll let you do that. And we've even seen it like Model X delivery events and stuff like that. When they were doing test rides, you could see them driving around with the doors open. And things have changed, over the past few years. They could have locked that down with software. But currently, as far as I know, as a few months ago, you could still drive around with the doors open.
Yeah, I've seen videos of them at like parades and everything, and they keep the doors open. You just have to be mentally aware where you're driving and make sure you're not going to take out a door, because that is very expensive. Let's see. Jan said, X delivery delayed, ? I missed the news.
Yes.
So basically, our delivery said August for a car that we ordered in December of 2020. And it updated today. Thank you to Daniel for pointing that out. That now it is updated to December estimated delivery date. So we are about another 4 months away for the Model X.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe sooner.
Hopefully
To be honest, I'm hoping they can beat that, or at least give us a date and don't keep pushing it back.
Yeah.
Like we've unfortunately experienced with some of the Model S's. Let's see. Answered. Wow, love it. Tom's Turbo Garage said, hi Eric, I tagged you on my Twitter plaid post the other day. Sorry for blowing up your notifications. I didn't expect 2,500 plus likes on that.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was great. I was super excited to see it.
What was that tweet about? I forget.
He took delivery of his plaid.
Oh, okay, congrats. Yeah.
And it looks amazing. I am super jelly. Very jelly. But no, congrats again on your plaid. I can't wait to see everything you do with it. Let's see. Peter said, I live in New Mexico and it's usually very hot and sunny. Is it a good idea to get a black or white interior on Model Y? I would say more importantly than that is like a good ceramic tint to help really reject a lot of that UV and like everything to try to like keep it cooler inside. Ceramic tint I've always been super happy with. I don't know what brand Colorado Detail uses, but that's who normally I have tint all my vehicles. But a good quality ceramic tint can make a world of difference. But the nice thing is if it is like super hot or something, you can just go in the app and precondition and help cool it down. Let's see. Station 240 said supply issues with epoxy resins, which flow into things like carbon fiber, PCPs, semi-sealers, seam sealer, etc. Oh.
Well, it's weird how they're still having these supply issues, even though things have opened back up a lot. But it's weird how the command or the supply chain is just delayed, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Matt said, "Hey, welcome to chat, Matt." Robert, North Carolina makes you pay a yearly EV fee. Texas was talking about it.
And then Luke says,
how much is North Carolina though? I think wasn't that like only like 50 or 75 bucks?
I don't know about North Carolina. He can
let us know,
probably
Robert.
chime in, but it looks like Luke says Illinois is 100. So I've heard like anywhere between 50 and 200, which is I don't know. In some places, $50 is maybe fair, but 200 seems way overcharged.
Yeah. Eddie with ManoXcom said, with the physical infrastructure bill almost done, how much do you think Tesla will take advantage and build more superchargers? Yes, I think that's kind of the whole reason why they're trying to open it up. And I say that with quotes because like it's not just as easy as saying, yeah, anyone can charge here. They have to have adapters, etc. But I think that's why Tesla is thinking about going that route, because what is it, $7.5 billion for EV charging in that bill?
Yeah.
That is a huge chunk of change. That is more than Tesla has ever spent on charging by far. So imagine if Tesla could even get 10% of that or 25% of that. Think of how many chargers they could put in with that kind of money. It could be huge for sure. Chris said, how hard is it to keep the white interior clean? Not hard at all. We've actually had... So we are at 12 Teslas and counting. And I think all but 3 of them were white interior. Or no,
well, we had a couple others that had gray.
We had 1 gray, or 2 grays.
That was back in the day before they came out with the white
We had
interior.
2 grays and 3 black.
Yes.
So I guess
5 out of the 12 were not white.
7 out of the 12 were white.
Yeah.
And we haven't had any issues really. We have a couple videos on the channel. You just search like white interior Derek or whatever. And we've had no problem keeping them clean with just simple, unscented, plain baby wipes. We just wipe them down if they ever look like they need it, like once or maybe every other month, but at least like once a month maybe, and no problems. But if you do wear something like really heavy, dark blue jean dyed like pants and everything, those tend to shed that color a little bit more. So just be careful with that, but I've never had any issues.
And to follow up on the question about New Mexico, whether getting black or white, we would still get white. But the nice thing about with the Tesla is that you can pre-cool that car. So if it is hot outside and you do have a black interior, you can turn on the AC before you go out to the car, so it should be cooled within a few minutes. And so you don't really have to worry about that black interior as much as if you had a car where you couldn't pre-cool it.
Yeah. Let's see. Trent said, do you know if or when Tesla Model 3s will be made in Giga, Texas? They haven't said anything about that, so I don't know if they plan on even making those at Austin or not. As of right now, from what my understanding is, it's just Y and Cybertruck.
Yeah. Which we didn't hear any Cybertruck news over the past week,
no,
I think.
it's
But
quiet
last week
about
we
that.
mentioned that they have pushed out Cybertruck to 2022.
Yep. Lemon Pie, thank you so much for the 450 super chat. Really appreciate that.
£450.
Oh, Money Guns are dying over here. Said, hey guys, I'm getting my MCU2 upgrade on my 2017 Model S with
congratulations.
enhanced autopilot next week for £1,700. Do you think Tesla will also upgrade hardware 2 to 3? So in the US they have been, because I believe they said it was like required.
Yeah, it was like a
something.
package, like the hardware that they were sending out in the United States, at least through most of 2020 and early 2021. Whenever you did get the MCU upgraded to MCU2, it included that hardware upgrade as well. But we don't know if they're still pairing those together, and so it's hit or miss. So I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely let us know on your work order. It should
Yeah.
say on there. If they did that or not, it'll just have like a charge of 0, obviously.
But if you did order full
So, yeah.
self-driving, then yeah, it would have it. But if not, you can get it at a later date, and they do have a fee. In the United States, it's like $1,000. So it would be less than £1,000, I would hope, if you were to add that at a later date.
Yep.
But hopefully it's included. So cross your fingers.
Yeah, definitely let us know. Super interested to hear how that's working in other locations. But thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Pierre Anderson said, saw Lucid Air in the Bay Area. Traffic looked almost like a Lincoln. I thought that too, because Lincoln has a lot of those like rear lights that kind of go like the full lengthwise, I believe. And yeah, it does kind of give me some Lincoln vibes. Not gonna lie. Let's see. Robert said, I don't understand what the big deal is on the car wash situation. I've never had an issue with just putting the car in neutral for auto car washes. So some people have experienced the issue where the car thinks it's rolling away and has actually thrown on the parking brake and caused some issues in actual car washes. So I think it comes from that a little bit, but I think Tesla's just trying to make it easier on people so they don't have to worry about anything. I think the thing most people forget about, though, is your auto windshield wipers. And that would really suck if the spinning things like came and took them off. But I would never do one of those that's like a touch wash. I probably wouldn't be opposed to doing the touchless ones, but definitely not a touch, just because, especially in like any dark color paint, you're going to see a lot of little micro scratches. John, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate that. So I just picked up a Tesla Tap cover in the level 2 Tesla charger to CCS. My friend has a Mustang Mach-E, lives in northern Minnesota, so when he comes down here, he can charge at my house.
I think
CCS network is horrible.
I think he means J1772 because for level,
I think so.
level
Yep.
2 would be J1772, level 3 would be CCS. But yeah, we have a similar adapter, not the Tesla Tap Convert, but we have something called, I think it was from Electron. But yeah, it's a nice little adapter that if you do have like a Tesla wall connector or a mobile connector in your garage, if you have other friends who have non-Tesla vehicles, you can buy this adapter such as Tesla Tap or Electron, and you just plug it into the end of the Tesla cable, and then it allows you to plug it into that J1772, and they can charge just as if they were Tesla. So it's definitely nice to have, nice accessory to have if you have friends with non-Tesla vehicles.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat, John. Really do appreciate that. Death Shot. Cars and trucks that can't go through car washes usually have their owner's manual. Have it in their owner's manual, like my Raptor and Corvette, so they can't go through them even. Another thing I'm kind of scared of is I've actually seen some rims get scratched because like the rollers that you have to drive into can like scratch them. So that's another reason why I don't like that either. I like the rims to look beautiful. Luke said, for instance, my car folds the mirrors, and if I wash the car, I don't want them to fold. It's just a few preferences. And that's, so I was actually washing the cars, was it yesterday? Yesterday. Trying to remember what day it was. And yeah, I always have my mirrors to auto fold, but when they lock, but when I wash the cars, I turn auto fold off so that, I don't have to worry about it, and I can easily clean the actual mirror itself.
I saw Roger mentioned cat wash mode, so I brought Mr. Wigglesworth.
He was talking about car wash.
Oh, okay.
So speaking of, he just gave me, so he texted me some photos of his cars, and so that I can show him. So here's this. It's under this screen. You can see right there, second thing down is car wash mode, and when you click on that, it comes up with this that says car wash mode closes all windows, locks, charge port. I'll just show you. And disables windshield wipers, sentry mode, walkaway door lock, and parking sensor chimes for automatic car washes with conveyor belts. Free roll option shifts to neutral and prevents from braking automatically as you leave. Car wash mode exits as soon as the speed exceeds 10 miles an hour. And the actual like things is car wash mode, keep speed below 10 miles an hour, charge port lock, walkway door lock off, auto wipers off, parking assist chime off, sentry mode off, climate recirculate, front close, trunk close.
Wow, that's a lot of changes.
I know, that was a mouthful.
And while they probably weren't all necessary for everyone, I'm sure we've heard horror stories of some people who did have problems when their car was being towed through a car wash. So hopefully this will help avoid those issues for those who need it.
And huge shout out to Roger for sending me those pictures. I really appreciate that. Jeff Bale said, my Model X order says prepare for delivery, but doesn't have a delivery date listed. Does that mean I'm probably looking at delivery after December? Probably. When did you order it, though, Jeff?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments, and maybe we can help you out a little bit.
That would be my guess. Is it's still, they don't know because it's so far away. Or is Jeff in like a different country or something where they're not giving any dates yet?
Yeah, let us know. Amy said, actually, Roger got software 25.7 on Wednesday. Then Friday, he got another software version 24.3. So he was on 25.7, then
he went back? That's weird.
Or maybe he had 24.3 and then he went to 25.7.
Yeah.
I think I misread that.
And she's still on 21.3, and
me.
we haven't gotten upgraded in a couple weeks, so hopefully we're getting that update here soon.
Yeah. Let's see.
My chat keeps jumping around. I don't know.
Yeah,
why.
chat's very jumpy today.
Yeah.
Not you guys. That just program just like keeps jumping around, so it's hard to like follow it for normal. Biker Bug said, my Model Y roof glass and front windshield done with air blue and a clear 99% UV protection, then tinted with ceramic. Nice. So that thing's probably foolproof. That'd be nice. Robert said $130. What was that in reference to? Let me scroll up. Oh, that's the yearly fee for North Carolina EV tax. Is $130.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not
It's getting to be kind of high though, because depending on your usage, you don't know. It's like
true.
it should be based. Some people discuss, having a GPS or should keep track of mileage you actually drive, and you have to report that. But the problem with that, we've discussed in the past, is if you do most of your driving in a different state, or a large percentage of your driving different state. We've talked about people who might live in like the Portland or Washington area, and one of them wants to start doing GPS charging for your mileage. But if if you live, like, say, on the border in like Portland, but you do all your work or driving in Washington, then you're doing your dollars should go to that state, not the state that's charging you based upon your mileage. And it could be happening in other states. Like if you're in Kansas City, you might live in Kansas City, Kansas, but work in Kansas City, Missouri. So it's not fair to just base it upon the miles. They need to see, in my opinion, where those miles are actually done. But that brings up privacy issues where people don't necessarily want their miles to be.
I don't like the price by mileage thing, to be honest.
So I think they should just come up with a more fair fee, though. And
I agree.
Like $200 way too much. $50 is good. 130, I don't know. I'd have to calculate that out and see how many miles that would equate to.
Yeah. Let's see. Daniel said, after 2 Tesla Model S, 6 years, 50,000 miles, I have officially made the switch to the RS e-tron GT. Beautiful car, fun to drive, just missing the Tesla tech.
Yeah.
See, that's one thing I've heard from a lot of people that have switched to, not necessarily the e-tron, but pretty much like any other EV, is they're missing that like bleeding edge tech feel. But it's still an EV, so we definitely love and respect that. Amy said those cups are going to need an update real soon. If Tesla delivers us another car, we'll have to update. Let's see. Diego said, my front keeps opening and closing on the screen. They replaced the latch last week and it's still doing it. Any idea what else it could be? A bug?
That's weird.
That's really weird. I have actually not heard of that before. So I'm not fully sure, to be honest.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one, but that's
bizarre.
That would be annoying, especially if you're driving. That seems like that'd be kind of scary.
I wonder if there's some electrical fault in there that keeps like opening it.
You'd think they would check the wiring, if not the latch, check the wiring going between the latch and where it plugs in.
That's weird. Let's see. Peter said, if you check the Tesla website, it seems like a Model Y does not have red brake calipers anymore.
The performance one? Because ours...
I'm looking. Give me one moment.
We were out driving around today. We took a drive up to Superior, Colorado.
Do you want to... We can give them an update on that.
Yeah, we basically did another, Plaid Watch 2021 and drove up to the service center in Superior just to try to see what new vehicles have been delivered. And we saw a bunch of Model Ys and Model S's and some Model... I don't know. I don't think we saw any Model 3s there, so probably didn't have any on that truckload.
Yep. But here, you can see they don't have the red brake calipers on long range, but the performance does still have the red.
Yeah. So that's what we... But with the Plaid, though, they did take away those red brake calipers, and that was kind of a last-minute change that a lot of people were surprised about last June when that happened. Yeah. Because for the past few months, since January, it showed that the Performance S would have the red brake calipers. But as Eric has here, we have a picture of a vehicle that does... It's a Plaid that we found today.
Yeah, so when we went out, they had some Model Ys. They actually had 2... Almost all the cars were white, except for one Midnight Silver Y that's kind of back here. But they had 2 Plaid in white with black interior, both arachnids. But yeah, they did get rid of those red brake calipers. So you now get like this glossy black, which, I mean, it looks kind of cool, but I was just a fan of that red. That red just looked really nice, so kind of bummed about that. Let's see. Luke said, did they say how the infrastructure bill would be used for increasing chargers? Practicality. I haven't really looked at it too much, to be honest. I was kind of just waiting to really dive into it until it's actually approved. Yeah. Because so much of it can change day to day.
Yeah, but also even it's just... We don't know because they're not going to give it to Tesla if Tesla's on a closed network, I guess. And that's what Tesla heard in Norway and other countries, is that if they want to get part of the government dollars, they have to have a charging infrastructure that's open to other cars. So even if Tesla opens up the Supercharger to that, we have no idea. Are they going to be able to get $1 billion, $3 billion, $5 billion? We don't know. And how do you apply for that, and how does it get assigned? We don't have the details yet. Yeah. But definitely we'll be paying attention to that in the future.
Yeah. James said, my Model X Plaid shows and has always shown a January delivery. Interesting.
Yeah. Ours said August for the longest time, but unfortunately that changed to December. But yeah.
Yeah.
But we know that there are those other people like in the UK and stuff, Europe, who have been, theirs has said 2022, since the beginning of the year. So I wonder how much longer theirs are getting pushed out as well, or if they're going to be able to get them, January 2022. We don't know.
Yeah. Rob said, do you think Cybertruck will end up being like Roadster? Tesla will build what's ordered, then stop making them for a while and keep promising more of them to be built. I
don't know. I think that they've got so many orders or reservations for the Cybertruck. They're not going to want to turn it off, because last I heard they had like 700,000 reservations.
Yeah. So for Cybertruck, it's like 1.3 million.
Oh wow! So it's gone. It's
or like maybe even 1.5 by now.
It's like I don't think they're going to like build a few and then stop. I think that's why they're building the Gigafactory there in Austin. It's going to be doing Model Ys as well, but they're definitely going to be churning out the Cybertruck once they start production of those. I don't think they're going to stop.
Yeah. Deathshock said his Corvette is too low and the Raptor is too big and has broken car washes by ripping parts off the car wash.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit. That's funny. Zaphod said, I commute near Chicago in the winter. I don't care. I go through the car washes. Paint's holding up well. Need the wash mode. Yeah, I think a lot of people will enjoy it. I don't normally wash my car like that, but I think a lot of people will get use out of it. So that's great all around. Ethan Brown said, love the vids. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ethan.
Let's see.
Do you have the other?
Pierre said, any plans to test the Tasmanian seat covers? We actually did a video on that. We did like a bunch of different products kind of all at once, but the seat covers were in there. And actually my friend with the blue plaid that he brought over, he is actually using the seat covers now for his child seats and said they've been working out great. So I don't have any child seats to really use them on, but he said they've been working out really well. Let's see. What happened to dog cam?
Yeah, I was just about to bring that out, and then there's the question right there. We have only one. Kit was in here. He just left a few minutes ago.
I think he's just laying outside in the sun.
He was getting hot, so he tried to move out, or he couldn't stretch out because Layden's all stretched out here today. They had a busy day today. We had a lot of like little.
Well, why don't you tell them what happened today with the puppies?
Well, we had an early birthday celebration day. They're almost 4 years old, and today was a convenient day to celebrate that. So we had some family came over, some other family dogs came over, and we had pup cakes and lunch, and so the dogs are just all worn out today.
Yeah.
Busy day for us and the dogs.
Yeah. Jeff said he's in Louisville, Colorado. He ordered June 30th. So yeah, my guess would be probably like 2022 for delivery.
For that late of an order, yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
If it was, yeah.
Fred said my new Model S long range now has a delivery date of August 29th to September 14th.
Oh, wow. That's a lot sooner than ours.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he probably has a black interior if he's got an earlier date like that.
Yeah. Why is this guy gaming said it's not charging for some reason? Tesla doesn't want to charge for some reason.
I don't know. It says up above, too. It says Tesla doesn't want to charge. I don't know. Yeah, give us some more details on that.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have any questions? Let's see.
Look and see. Oh, I don't know. Just like Tim McDonald said, Tesla changed out the battery on his Model 3 that had 50,000 miles on it. They said the car was out of warranty. Oh, yeah, because for 50,200 miles, so technically it was out of warranty because their battery is... Well, wait a minute. Isn't it battery warranted to 100,000?
No, I thought it was...
Or maybe it's... Yeah, and it hasn't been 4 years yet. But so, yeah, it doesn't seem like that would have been out of warranty yet.
I honestly don't remember.
For the battery. But anyways, he said the car was out of warranty and he would need to pay. But he asked them nicely to reconsider as the car was just out of warranty. And so hopefully that sounds like they did replace it and he didn't have to pay for it. But yeah, I would think for a battery, it has like a minimum 100,000 mile warranty. So maybe they just got confused, the Tesla service center. But good thing he didn't have to pay for that. I don't know how much they cost on a Model 3, but we have heard they can cost upwards of 15,000 to 20,000 or more on a Model S.
Yeah.
If you have to pay for them out of warranty.
Yeah. Let's see. Minnesota, where was that? John said Minnesota charges $75 a year for EVs.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
75 I think is reasonable though. Like Colorado's what, 50?
Yep.
And
again, we're not paying road
Yeah.
taxes, and we haven't really been driving a lot the last year and a half. But I definitely think it's fair. But something too we've seen in Colorado in the past, though, if they have fees for like bridge fees, so maybe they should just charge a set road fee, as well, and they could charge that same fee to ICE vehicles as well, and then maybe reduce or remove that from the gas taxes. Who knows?
Yeah. Let's see. What USAY454 said, have y'all ever been in a car accident? Actually, my Model 3 all-wheel drive, was it like a week after I got it?
It was a week or two after
I
you
got rear-ended, like bumped. It was a very gentle bump, but I did have from his license plate, the only damage were like 2 little nicks in my
like the bolts from
rear
his
bumper.
license plate
Exactly.
pushed into your bumper. And luckily he the other driver paid to fix that, but that wasn't a serious accident or severe,
Right.
so no other damage and no injuries or anything, fortunately.
Yep. Let's see.
But on non-Teslas, I've fortunately never been in any auto accidents either.
Knock on wood. Robert said 12 cars and waiting. That's good. 12 cars and waiting.
This is this like a drinking game where every time
Yeah.
somebody So for those of you who don't know, Roger and Amy.
Well, Robert said that.
Oh, okay, this is Robert. But
Roger.
Okay, so
and
Roger
Amy,
and Amy provided us these nice insulated mugs a while back, and boy, I guess it's been a while that we've had 12, because as we've mentioned in the past, it's been over a year and like 2 months since we last took delivery of a Tesla. So that's the longest in the last 5 years, the longest stretch of not taking delivery of a new Tesla.
It has been a very long time, and we are ready whenever Tesla
Ready
wants.
to update these mugs, yes.
Let's see.
But check out
why this guy gaming said not charging. What do you think's wrong with it? I mean, we need some more deets.
Yeah, because we don't know if I would say too. Is it just not charging at your house, or is it not charging at Superchargers, or both? I mean, yeah. But anyways, check out the dog cam though. We have an update. Mr. Kit has returned.
Oh, Layden's chewing on Kit's ears now.
So he's checking out, cleaning his ears, so that she has returned. We'll see how long they stick it out, but they might get kind of warm.
That's funny. Let's see. Mark said fuel taxes don't go to transportation infrastructure. It goes to general fund.
Oh, okay.
There's no justification for adding special taxes for EVs.
Yeah. Because So what do they go to?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I should do some digging on that.
One thing we did see like last week in Colorado, they're going to come out with like mandatory EV plates, and mandatory sounds kind of weird because it's like, oh, I have to have this plate. But if you read the fine print, you can still keep a different plate. There's all kinds of other plates, but instead of having the standard green and white Colorado plate, they're going to have a new plate that has like a lightning bolt in it. Looks kind of like the logo for the Flash, the superhero, but they had another design that was going to be an electrical plug, but they decided not to use that one. But something you're going to get for free, or for that $50 fee, you're going to get a mandatory EV plate in Colorado.
Yeah. Let's see. Jonathan said, what's a good price to get the Tesla Model Y sunroof ceramic tinted? I don't know just about the sunroof, because normally it's like a package price that we've done, but I actually don't think I've done either of the sunroofs for the Model Y.
Trying to think. Yeah, 'cause
I think
it
we
was on
just
the
did the front, the rear, and the sides.
Yeah, and I remember we did the 3s, but that was
Right.
Smaller, and we did it on differently depending on like my mom's 3 versus the 3 that we had, and so I don't think we actually did the Y.
Yeah.
And I know that there were some rumors going around, or I saw some people complaining, saying that they took their car into Tesla because the roof glass had cracked and they had it tinted, and Tesla was trying to blame the tint.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's true or not, but some people were discussing that, so it might just be a wives' tale. I don't know.
Yep.
Urban legend.
The Kelly Archive said, I found the parking lot where Tesla's installing Superchargers by Lowry. I counted 12 so far, but I think there might be more when finished.
That's interesting.
So there will be 16.
That's interesting, because we actually went out there yesterday, because we had heard several weeks back that there were going to be 16 Superchargers there, and somebody posted pictures of them and the 4 charging cabinets, and typically with V3 Superchargers, there's 1 cabinet for every 4. So we thought there's going to be 16. Somebody else posted, though, over the weekend, like last Friday, that he counted at least 25. And so we're like, what? Where are the other ones? So we drove out there. We only counted 16. So
yeah.
I don't know where the guy found the other 9. So we looked all around this place. So if they are there, they're not next to each other, and I think that'd be unusual, or this would be the first time in Colorado where they would put them, you know, in the same location but in different places that you can't see them.
Yeah, it's just probably 16 would be my guess.
Yeah, so I would, my guess would be the 16, and that still seems like a large number for the area. But there were a lot of townhomes and stuff and condos in the area, so I definitely think it will be popular amongst locals. It's not right on the highway though, so it's not going to be good for people driving through Denver.
Yep. Thank you, John, for the $2 super chat. Said, I really appreciate it. Said, what is the Honda bump like on Wham Bam Tesla Cam? Yeah. I don't think they ever used my clip. But
Probably
it was a very light bump, but
Yeah.
it was enough to where I had like 2 black marks because their bolts like
I think there were actually
scraped it.
indentations. Like indentations, just the bolts
I got
went
the
in.
whole thing replaced though by Tesla. It was actually, I don't know, 5 minutes from Tesla, and the guy didn't want it to hit on his insurance, so he just paid for it out of pocket.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just the bumper cover or
Yeah.
whatever, so no real damage.
Yeah. Biker Bug said, my guy in Fort Myers, Florida charges $200 for the full roof and 1 piece of the air blue. $200 seems reasonable. I wouldn't bat an eye at that.
Yeah, for the whole roof.
John said, gonna miss the red brake calipers. That's how you could tell who's the head of the pack on the freeway.
Yeah.
I mean, for Plaid, it's basically whoever's in front.
Yeah.
Plaid's just gonna fly by everybody.
You'll have to watch for that plaid badge, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Oh, true. But what if you debadge it?
Yeah. Then I guess
It's gonna be like
yeah.
incognito mode. No one's really gonna know.
Yeah.
They're gonna know.
Nobody's gonna know.
Let's see. MB said, I have a quote here in North Carolina for roof tint ceramic expel for $189. That seems really reasonable to me. Like 200 and under, really reasonable. Ryan said, had an August delivery date for the long range Model X, which, as we all know, it moved to December. What is strange is that many other orders remained, i.e. September through October. Thoughts? I would say Tesla hasn't updated all of them yet. That'd be my guess, is they're still going through and getting them all updated, perhaps with more accurate timing. I don't think anyone's going to get one before December. That'd be my guess. Roger said, I used car wash mode yesterday when Amy and I went to hand wash our cars and kept the charge port from opening like it always used to. And that was the thing. When I was washing our cars yesterday, they opened like 3 times because like just with like the
by
mitt,
touching or whatever?
the mitt, even the pressure washer actually
Really?
can exude enough where it just like thinks like I'm trying to open it and it just goes whoop.
Well, that's good, because I never would have thought of that, because
Yeah.
you typically do the car washing, so I haven't run into that. I've helped a few times, but I don't really touch the charge port, so that's good to know that you could even use the car wash mode at home.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Colorado Model Y said, I think he was referring to the newly released Tasmanium seat covers that come in white and red.
Oh.
I have not done those.
We'll have to...
because we already have white in our car. Maybe we could try red.
Yeah, give him a call and see, or
yeah.
send him a message. I'm sure.
I'll check them out.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. But I have not checked those ones out. Sorry, I thought we were talking about like the child seat protector ones. Len said, Teslas have heated seats and steering wheel. How about heated or cooled cup holders in the center console? Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be nice.
That would be very
it's
nice.
electric, and they have those. We've bought things off of Amazon before, like those little coolers or refrigerators.
And they have plug-in thermoses.
And it's like thermo. I don't remember the word, but it uses electricity, and it can either heat or cool. It would be nice if they had something like that in the cup holders.
Yeah, that's actually a really good
Or like
idea.
the glove box or the frunk or something.
What
like
other
that.
car was it that we saw that had a like? It would pump AC into the glove box, so you could keep a drink or something.
So
there.
it wasn't like a real cooler, but at least
Yeah.
would cool it down a little bit with the air conditioning.
Yeah, I can't remember what car that was. Robert said, hopefully some of the infrastructure money goes towards slower level 1 and 2 charging station. Imagine every parking space across the country having a charger. Love it. Especially places where you spend more time than like a supercharger is required. Like, I mean, think of like even a movie theater. They could use slower charges. I mean, I haven't been to a movie in forever because of the pandemic, but I'm thinking of like places that you're normally at more than like half an hour or an hour. Places you spend more time at. I would like a lot more companies to take the initiative to try to put in chargers as well. I think that's a good employee perk that there's really some good tax incentives for them. Let's see. Scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the Telluride Supercharger this year?
Yeah, we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
Like yesterday. It's not really going to be actually in Telluride, but it will be right above it in Mountain Village at the gondola parking garage, and then you'll be able to take the gondola for free down to Telluride. I don't know if you'll have much time to actually do that though, because it'll probably
not with a supercharger.
It'll charge too fast, and so well, it's nice that you can do that. It's like you don't want to get to the bottom and find out your car finished charging. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that. We were just talking about it last night too. That we were talking about Rico, right? Rico, Colorado. We might be heading down there. Found one of our neighbors is kind of associated with a B&B or a hotel down there, so we're going to go check it out when we check out the Mountain Village Supercharger. But that'll be nice to open up that part of the state with supercharging.
Yeah,
Still
definitely.
wish that they would have something down in Alamosa, which is like south central Colorado. But we have heard rumors that there might be one coming to Pueblo, which will be helpful. And again, we talked about earlier, Edwards will be getting one, which is a little bit west of Vail on I-70. And for those of you who might have heard us talking in the past, I-70 was shut down for the last couple of weeks because there were some major mudslides just east of Glenwood Springs and Glenwood Canyon, but they just reopened it yesterday, so you can now drive west through Colorado on I-70 again. It is going to be a little slower though because it's limited to one lane in each direction, but at least it's open again. You can get through.
Yep. It's still going to take some time, but you can at least get through and not have to do like a 3-4 hour detour.
It was a long detour.
Yeah. Dave said ordered a Model Y long range in June for September delivery, but also ordered a performance Model Y and will take delivery this month. Any way to transfer the long range order to somebody else to try to get my May order price savings? Tesla has made it more difficult to transfer orders. I honestly don't know of a way right now to do so unless both you and whoever you're transferring it to are both on the car when you buy it.
Yeah, and another thing too is especially if you're in a household with multiple Teslas, well, we've heard of ways around it. People would just give their account to somebody else, but in a car like ours, or an account like ours with multiple Teslas, we're not giving our account to somebody else, so you wouldn't be able to transfer that reliably.
Yeah.
So
I would say it's probably better just to forfeit the price savings you might have had and the $100. It's probably not worth it for you to buy it and then resell it. Jason said, "Are Model Y Gemini wheels light silver? The order page looks like the wheels are darker. Has this changed?"
Oh, check and see, because we did see that changed with the Model S. Originally, when it was announced back at the end of January, it showed it had like the silver like Tempest wheels, and then they later on changed like in May to be like a darker gray. And when we were up at the Superior Service Center last week, we saw they had some weird combination where some of them had the silver covers with gray wheels. But Eric's checking out the Model Y.
Yeah, it's the same.
Looks like it hasn't changed.
Nope, not changed.
Okay, so it's just the
Yeah, it's still like the wheels themselves are like a light silver, and
so they're not going gray like with the S.
It doesn't look like it, but I mean, this doesn't really show us a photo without the wheel cap, so maybe there's a possibility still. Here, we can look at the Tesla shop, I guess. Do you want to take a question or so while I look
Yeah, I'm
this
just
up?
trying to check.
I was at WFS Media at 7:03.
Yeah, just unfortunately I can't see the times in the dark
He said,
mode.
anyone know the paint code for the gray 19-inch Model 3 Performance rims? Unfortunately, I don't, but if anyone does, please drop that in chat. That would be super, super helpful.
Okay, I see. Yeah, and then South Dakota registration. I will never pay Colorado registration again. I know that some places are.
There's a lot of
really
people
cheap.
that register out of state or in other
I know
states.
that, like, for example, in Arizona, I think it's like $50 for 5 years, and so that's amazingly cheap. And there's other states like Montana, maybe South Dakota, where you can register it and it's a lot cheaper. But you have to have some sort of legal, tie, like some real estate there or an address there. So we register ours in Colorado. It's not cheap, but that's where we live.
Here's the actual Gemini wheel and tire set. It's the winter one, and winters are already sold out, so that's kind of crazy. But yeah, they're just silver still. It might just be that photo online just looks a little weird. Why is the guy spamming? Oh yeah, Diego has already taken care of the spammer in chat. Thank you, Diego.
Yes. Go on.
If it happens again, just ban him.
I don't think he's not coming back. I'll tell you that.
If he gets banned, it's not my fault.
Oh, do you see Mark? Okay, Mark
you
gave
asked
us.
for it.
Mark Corey gave us some additional additional info. We were talking about the license. Oh, sorry, Layden. Yeah. So they gave us some additional information. We were talking about EV license plates, and in Colorado we have like those EV stickers, but nobody can say why are you supposed to have those. I've only seen like one person ever use that sticker. But he's saying that in Australia they require a special permanent sticker for EVs and hybrids. And it's to let emergency responders know they're dealing with high voltage systems. So that's a great explanation. I've never heard that before. So that definitely makes sense. It will make them at least easier to identify if you have those plates. There might still be occasions, I guess, where, like we said in Colorado, you can get non-EV plates if you want to get different ones like the carbon neutral font or these other ones. But that would be great for first responders.
Yep.
Hopefully, though, people, going forward, all cars are going to be electric. I mean, you should just definitely be careful no matter what. But, you'd think they would be able to see or know that Tesla, it's electric.
Yep. Blackhouse Brew said, my tint guy said tint can absorb the heat and make the factory tinted glass break. There's another product, liquid, that you can put on the glass to toughen it up. That's weird, because I've tinted all mine, and I really haven't had an issue. But I guess I really haven't tinted the roof.
Yeah.
But I did on several Model 3s and never had an issue. But on the windshield, the rear, and the sides, I've never had any kind of glass breaking or anything. Maybe I've been lucky. John said, where can you buy wiper blades for the Tesla? And Luke responded, Amazon. Amazon's a great place. You can even get them from Tesla, but I think they might be a little bit more expensive. But you can also look at pretty much any auto parts shops. Just make sure it's the right size and will fit.
Yeah, and sometimes, it's hit or miss. They might not have them in stock, but I definitely remember going, when I did my last road trip in the winter, I bought some blades just right at the local auto parts store.
Mando said, will we have a pre-show stream this Thursday for AI Day? Tesla tequila shots, the bottom must be collecting dust. Yes, we will have a pre-show.
Oh, yeah, it's there. It's there.
I will put the bottle of tequila in the fridge or freezer so that we can get it nice and chilled for AI Day. I don't know. We need to come up with some kind of game so we can gamify the shots of tequila. We'll come up with something fun. Let's see.
Thermoelectric is the word I was looking earlier when we were talking about cooling and heating.
Okay.
Thermoelectric. I thought that was what it was, but yeah.
Yep. Let's see.
And then somebody mentioned Dodge vehicles had cooled glove boxes years ago.
Oh, maybe that was a Dodge.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a Dodge. Let's see. Oh, somebody else said Audi has it too, they believe.
Audi.
So, I mean, maybe it was the Audi. I don't know. Mm-hmm. We just saw it somewhere, and I was like, that's interesting. Diego said, looks like NIO had a good earnings call on Friday. We'll see how the stock does tomorrow. Yeah, what is it at now?
I don't know. I know that you got in when it was like $2, so that was good. Good for you. Unfortunately, when I bought my NIO, it was already at the peak.
I will say this though, Doge, not stock advice, is at almost 34 cents. So we are slowly climbing. So NIO closed at $40.86. After hours, it's down 17 cents. It'll be interesting to see how the market reacts to that for sure come Monday. Amy said, any updates on the East Denver Supercharger? It actually looks pretty well completed. They still need to finish up some cement and stuff like that.
The only thing though is it looks like they're still building that entire shopping center there. And so I don't know if they will actually, while the Supercharger looks almost complete, there's a building right to the north of it that they've just got pipes coming out of the ground, and they've got one metal, some metal structure above it. That building hasn't even been built yet. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Supercharger is done, but they might wait before actually opening it until the Target and the other buildings nearby are done.
Yeah. Ahmed, does Roblox said I ordered Tesla Model X coming next week for some reason. That would be interesting because they haven't even pushed any out of the factory. So definitely keep us updated. Let's see. Benny Player 1 said, any confirmed date when it's coming to Europe? I think Model Y, they might have some test cars, but hopefully they can start actually shipping boatloads to Europe and start distributing them for sure. Let's see. Diego using the mod power for good tonight. Thank you. Yeah. Dude's relentless. I don't know if you just ban. Let me just ban.
I tried that as well too. So I think I thought that he wouldn't be coming back, but
he's been banned. So ban Hammer. That's what happens when you
We're trying to
become
be-
really annoying and just spam
I don't.
chat.
I bet they didn't even have a Tesla, so that's
Yeah.
why their car's not charging because they don't have one.
Probably. I mean, that would be a great reason. Robert said Ohio tags are $200 going for green penalty. I mean, electric vehicle tax plus 60 for renewing the tags. 260 total each
that's-
year.
that's not too
actually
bad.
cheap. So
We'll tell you how much it
I'll
costs here
say
in Colorado.
the current Model S, the 100D, I paid $117,500 for it, and I think it was like
4 years ago.
what was
Right.
it, like $4,000 for taxes?
Maybe initially, and then every year
Yeah.
goes down. But just this most recent
It was a
year,
lot.
it was only like $650 to renew it. But that's just for 1 year, and that's for a 4-year-old car. But it starts really high, and the
They have
first,
a calculator. Let me
the-
look it up.
Yeah, the first 5 years, basically it takes like the 85% of the cost of the vehicle, and then they take like point something percent per year for that. So it's not cheap in Colorado. And I know there's other states that they have like, I don't know if it's ownership tax, something like or excise tax. I don't remember the exact word, but there's some states out like on the East Coast that are similar like that, where they charge a lot. So definitely in places such as Montana and Arizona, they're getting a lot cheaper registrations. Fortunately for them.
Yeah, I'm just looking this up real quick.
Okay.
Let's see. So I just did like a quick calculation, and now it's like $2,200. So maybe. Oh, that's because I had to pay.
The taxes weren't not charged properly by
the
Tesla.
city taxes weren't
Yeah,
properly
or
charged.
county,
So
yeah.
like $2,200 for a $120,000 car for the first year. It slowly decreases. In
Just for the
4
tax,
years, it's
yeah.
gone down to like 600.
Yeah.
But the first year, it hurts. Not
yeah.
gonna lie.
So it's probably like 2,200, then 1,500, then 1,000,
Yeah.
and 600. But yeah, it's not. And then I know, one car I had for many years, it got down to below as $40 a year. That was nice, and that's when they started adding all the fees for like bridges and stuff like that. So then the minimum was like 70 something. But I'm not gonna see those days anytime soon again, unfortunately.
Yeah. Let's see. Trying to see where everything is. Pierce said, I use the roof sunshade, been on since day one, but you have the option to take it on and off in case you want more view. Yes, the sunshade's a great idea. We have one for the Y, and it's worked out really well. I don't think we've used one in any other vehicle.
No.
But the one in the
does-
Y works out really well.
Yeah.
So
And
that's actually a great idea instead of tinting in case you don't want to have to deal with anything potentially not working well. Robert, right after that, said, for those of you thinking about tinting the top glass of the new Model 3, pick up one of the window shades. It works really well. It's $90 and easily removable. Straight from Tesla's website, too. Nice. What is that?
See, Xping Fangirl says, this is the best Tesla support group. I feel like therapy is working. Well, thank you very much. We're glad to hear you.
I mean, I think that was a little jab, but it's okay. What else?
No, I think that they're accurate. We are the best Tesla support
Wow, true. Roger said when they reveal that Elon has been walking around on stage is actually a Tesla Android, you each have to chug straight from the bottle. I mean, at that point, YOLO,
That'd be
right?
interesting. Well, that would be a major development.
Alex said, do you have anything, or do you have to do anything with the TPMS sensors if you switch back and forth between T-Sportline rims and tires and the stock rims and tires? As long as you have the right TPMS sensors in both sets of tires, you don't have to do anything. It auto reads it and everything. So literally when I switched rim, so I have like, I've had several sets sometimes, but normally I'll have just like 2 sets I'll kind of swap in between. And when I swap, there's nothing I have to do for TPMS. You have to drive for like 60 seconds and then it auto calculates and like pairs itself. It's really, really easy. Let's see. Simo said, who's the pup on the supercharger?
Oh, that's not a puppy. That's actually a cat. So, and I know that some people figured out who it was. And I don't know. I think we're going to be announcing, not today, but hopefully we'll be announcing shortly the significance of this. Maybe some people can figure out who this is and why it is here.
Yeah. Amy said, no extra tax on EV registration here. Yet, anyways. Well, hopefully it stays that way, because that'd be kind of nice. Someone said my registration actually went up on several vehicles in Colorado. That's why I had enough. It went up? Huh. I didn't know it could actually go up. I've never experienced that, so yikes. Yeah, I hear quick ice car reviews. We're close. Diego said, how's the garage live stream plans coming along? Everything is good. We have a few more tests we need to run. Hopefully we can finalize everything this week, and then maybe next week we will do a live stream from the garage.
Yeah.
Instead.
Also,
That'd be kind of fun.
Also, though, kind of depends on the weather. You know,
True.
temperature can vary in the garage. Not quite as cool as down here.
True. Let's see.
I see Dan.
I'm waiting for it to pop up,
Okay.
like, right here, Dan. It should pop up. Oh,
Just
anyway.
just do it.
Well,
Thanks-
I think it's gonna.
thanks,
I think
Dan.
it's gonna read it for us.
Okay.
That's why I was like, eh. Anyway, thank you so much for the $20, Dan. Really appreciate it. Said, having a drink to drown my sorrows in the December delivery date. There's an awesome Tesla support group. Without you guys, I would have gone over to the dark side, bought a Mach-E or something.
Oh,
Great
no.
vlogs. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Thanks for joining, and thanks for the. Oh, is it gonna read it?
Oh no. Maybe you should turn that off. It's kind of slow.
Without you guys, I would have gone over to the dark side of our something great. Thanks for sharing.
Okay. Well, thanks again, Dan.
I need to figure out how to adjust that volume. I'll work on that. But no, thanks for actually messaging me too about the December delivery date. Unfortunately, yeah, it sucks. I'm right there with you. I don't want to wait that long for an X, but think of it this way: they have 4 months to add a bunch of extra stuff to it.
Hopefully, some new features will be unveiled on the X.
And I'm glad we have saved you from the dark side.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for the vlog. So the vlogs have been kind of fun. Definitely different than what we used to do. But for the Iceland trip, since we had a Tesla and everything, we figured we kind of go with it. It unfortunately didn't work out exactly like we had planned because it was rainy and windy some days. So it's not like I could bring out my big camera and really vlog.
And the drone too. We were going to have a lot more
yeah.
drone work, but unfortunately the weather just didn't agree with us for about half the week there. But that's something we might do on some future road trips. I think we'll definitely try to do that and talk Tesla, but show how you can still drive a Tesla. We drove around the entire country of Iceland in a Tesla, no problem.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Oh, more confetti. Thanks again, Dan. But we do have the final vlog actually goes up tomorrow. It's not really super Tesla related, but it's about our volcano trip. It's kind of fun. So definitely check that out. And then after that, we have another fun video planned for Tuesday. And we'll just kind of play the week by year. Yeah. I really can't wait for you guys to see Tuesday's video, though. It's been a long time in the making. And I'm very excited to finally share that with you guys. I'm sorry about the secrets, but it will be so worth it, and we can't wait to share that with you. Let's see. Diego said, raise your hand if you want to know about the Supercharger cat. And Amy said, $1 billion. That's funny.
Eric.
Oh, God. He's doing it, folks. Camera switch. Oh, no, you have to do it on that camera.
Okay, there we go. On this camera. Okay, so.
Clip it and ship it, boys.
Yeah.
Clip it and ship it. Okay. Let's see. Rob Snake said, I got my California registration fee for my 2020 Model Y at $727. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's still expensive,
again,
don't get me wrong, but it's
yeah.
kind of like on par probably for us in Colorado, so that's why I'm like, it's not terrible, but yeah, it's still expensive. Haley said, are we going to get the toy 1/18th car cam? Do you mean the Cybertruck?
I know. So, somebody else said something about a die-cast car cam earlier.
I don't know what the car cam is. What is the car cam?
Toy? I don't know. Yeah,
I'll have to Google that.
Give us some more details on that.
Quick Ice Car said, my hand is raised, Diego. Daniel did say true, and even better X in 4 months. Yeah, I'm really curious. What I really want to see out of Model X. And then something that everything has been kind of blah about.
Oh, somebody. That's what they're pointing out. They haven't seen your. They want to see the die-cast.
Oh, the
That's what they're
die-cast.
saying. Yeah, we haven't shown those.
Yeah, we can show them in just a second.
Yeah.
But the one thing I'm really curious about the X is we ordered the 6-seater. I want to know how Tesla's planning on, or if they are planning on doing some kind of Qi charging for the back passengers on a 6-seater, because the only 5-seaters we've seen didn't have anything, like any drop down like on the Model S. So
And the 7-seaters didn't have that fold down armrest either.
Exactly.
The 6-seaters have never had armrests, and you know, it would be nice if they added a few more upgrades like that, like other cars have.
yeah.
But
for
also,
sure.
we've been complaining about this for like 5 years. It would be nice in those 6-seaters if they folded, because other cars that have like those captain's chairs or whatever, they can still fold, and that would help you put in. You still have the comfort for 6 passengers, but you could fold those down as you can in the 5 and 7-seaters.
Yep. Let's see here. Mando said it's Mr. Bigglesworth, so Mando kind of hit it right on the head there. Amy said, "Are we switching to Team Red?" Fortunately, no, Amy. I hate to disappoint you, Amy, but it is not Team Red. I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed, though, if Tesla called me and they were like, "Hey, we have a plaid. Do you want it? It's red."
Well, they did.
As long as it's not cream interior, I would do it.
I was gonna
Because they
say, but
did
they did.
actually offer us, I don't know, what was it, like a month ago?
So yeah, it seems like it was like early July.
They
I think.
did offer us a red plaid, and I would have bought it if it didn't have cream interior. It had the cream interior, and I'm not a huge fan of that.
That's just not my bag, baby.
I guess it's not his bag. But if they called and offered us a red with like a white interior, I'm in. If they had a black interior, I'd probably be in. But unfortunately, they haven't called about that. But the red does look really good, Amy. I'm not gonna lie. Your car has really been helping transfer me to see the light on Team Red.
Especially when it was in our garage and you could see the
Yeah.
reflection of the lights there. It looks
Definitely.
nice.
License to Drive said, "I had to take my Model Y in for a recall service. AC refrigerant had to be replaced and some urethane spray applied to the suspension bushings. Has anyone else had to do this?"
I haven't heard about
They
that
also
one
had to
yet.
do the inside temp sensors. We
heard
are
about
familiar
that
with the
one.
temp sensors, and I think I think they also do the AC refrigerant at the same time. Maybe not. I don't know if anyone's experienced that in chat. Definitely drop it down in the comments so we can kind of know that. Dog cam. They're passed
I got
out.
my feet. I got my feet. I'm using them as a footrest here, but
They are so tired because they played and they had pupcakes and they had a very, very busy, exciting day. Chris, finally here. Speaking of refresh SNX, I wonder if you can turn up the cooling seats from the app like you can with the heated seats. Oh.
I don't know. He said he wonders. I don't think
you
I don't
can,
think
but
you
that's a good
can.
idea.
But yeah, that'd be a nice addition to the app.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think you can yet.
Yeah. Diego said, "Scott, what's for dinner?" I don't know.
I don't know if we're.
I
if
just
Scott's-
ate another burger.
Yeah, I don't think Scott's doing dinner.
We had
'cause
some
he,
really good chicken burgers.
He made a nice lunch this afternoon because we had kind of a little birthday celebration for the dogs. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're just having leftovers for dinner tonight. So
Yeah. Quick thing. So Roger's car, we did read it right. Amy texted me.
Oh, with
they
the versions?
rolled Yolanda, which is what they named their car, back. It did have 25.7, and then I got 24.3.
oh wow, I don't know if
That's
I've heard
interesting.
of a rollback before.
I really haven't either.
That's why that's why Eric doubted you earlier, Amy.
That's
Sorry
bizarre.
about that. Yeah.
I doubted myself. I thought I wasn't reading it correctly. Interesting. Let's see. Chris said nice dog toy on the Supercharger. It's actually not a dog toy, but last week after we finished our live stream,
The dogs discovered it.
David sat it right there on the chair, and Kit came up, grabbed it, and tried to walk out the
Yeah,
room
he
with
like
it.
picked it up by the ear and was
was
like carrying it
adorable.
around. But they got their own toys for their birthday today, so they don't
did.
need to play with this one. So
Yeah, they got so many toys. Let's see. Amy said I also second what's for dinner. It's probably going to be just leftovers from our lunch that we had today. But I did eat the last chicken burger right before live stream, so I don't know. Michael said, I looked at my credit card statement and just noticed Tesla has been charging me for Supercharger when I have free unlimited.
uh-oh.
That's a problem.
That's unusual. Did you buy your car like new? Has it always been free, or did you buy it like used and then it was free for like the first year or something, and then you're seeing the charge? So definitely, yeah, let us know that, because I haven't seen that before. I know that when we bought the S100D, it was at a time when Tesla didn't offer free supercharging, and so I think Eric went and took it once and charged, and he got charged like $4 or something like that.
Yeah.
But then a couple weeks later, they grandfathered in all those S100Ds and gave them free supercharging for life, and so we haven't had to pay since then, which was good.
Yeah, definitely let us know some deets. I would definitely reach out to them and ask them why all of a sudden they're charging you, because that ain't right. Hopefully they can get that back to you.
Yeah, the only possibility that I could think of is if it was bought used and it had
Yeah.
gone back to Tesla or like another dealership, and they were supposed to have removed it, the free supercharging,
But
and
didn't.
it took them, for some reason they were backlogged and they didn't remove that free supercharging, and you might have just been lucky. So yeah, let us know if you bought it new or used.
Yeah.
And from where.
Brian said, I just made $100 doing Uber in my Kia Soul EV.
Oh.
Had fun talking about Tesla while getting money. I mean, you've played around with Uber a little bit.
Yeah, I did a little Uber.
Scott did a lot of Uber.
Yep.
I actually signed up, but I never actually did any. But I mean, Uber's kind of a fun way to like talk to people about that for sure. I imagine a Tesla is a very big conversation starter.
Yep. Yeah, definitely people are interested in, I did it, less than 50 rides, I think, back in like 2018, I think. And probably the vast majority, probably 90% of people or more were really impressed by Tesla, and they liked it. There were a couple people that were not so impressed, but
Yeah.
you can't please everybody.
Yeah, true. Amy said, okay, I will visit soon. Twist my arm. Yeah, next time you guys are in town, just hit us up, please. Like, definitely come on over. We'll have Scott whip out some good foods. John said, I'm going to Tesla end of this week to get my heat pump updated with temp sensors. Yeah, a lot of people have had to do that with, I believe, was it just 2020s? I think it was just like early.
No, it was the 2019 too, because there was no 2019.
No.
So it was 2020.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, we're in 2021 right now.
Yeah. Well, we forgot what year it is.
Yeah,
it's been that crazy of a time.
But yeah, yes, 2020.
Let's see. Rob said, I just got software update to 12.25.7 last week, and I've been having connection issues playing streaming music. Has anyone else experienced this? What am I on again? I don't remember. I'm on 12.25.7, and I don't have any issues because I literally listen to Spotify through my phone only.
Yeah, and that's what the S has as well, and it
Yeah.
only does streaming because it doesn't have the radio tuner in it anymore since we did the MCU2 upgrade.
So I haven't seen any issues. I hate to say this question. I'm not doubting you. It's just like the first question everyone asks is, have you done the scroll wheel reset by chance? I assume you have. But I would definitely fill out a service request, and that way they can at least log that there's an issue in that update and let HQ know and hopefully come out with a fix for that for you. Or they might even just push the newest update to see if that fixes it. Let's see. Diego said, have you seen the Cybertruck for kids being sold on Amazon? No.
I have not. While you're looking that up,
Let me
I
go
see
on Amazon.
Michael replied back about his being charged for supercharging. He said it was used, but has been free since he's had it since 2014. So yeah, that would be odd for them to start charging, because all cars before 2017 had that, and it was transferable. So it would be odd if he bought it that long ago that they would start charging for it. Oh wow! So yeah, Eric just brought up this Cybertruck for kids. So is that like the old Model S for kids, but it's from a different...
it's definitely a knockoff.
Yeah, a different company. Yeah.
Should I buy it?
A lot cheaper. Well, yeah, I think you should.
Okay, we're buying it. Okay, cool.
Well, we can have it delivered a lot sooner than the real Cybertruck, right?
Wow.
Well, you don't need to buy it right now during the video, but definitely just save that to your cart or something like that. But yeah, thanks for bringing that to our attention. Looks similar to the Model S for kids.
Ooh, expert assemblies available for $125 extra dollars. Oh, sorry, you guys didn't see what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure there's nothing here that's like...
But basically, yeah,
It's definitely a knockoff product that will
Yeah.
get removed from Amazon very quick.
Yeah, so similar, like Radio Flyer has a Model S for kids. They still have it available on their site and on Tesla's website. And Tesla did offer the Radio Flyer Model S for kids back in the referral program back in like 2017. We actually earned like 6 or 7 of those in the referral program, and we gave some away, and we no longer have any of those, but they were definitely nice little vehicles.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me know. Who said that? Diego. Of
Yeah.
course. Diego, thank you very much.
How did we not hear that already?
Michael said,
Yeah, we already talked about
that. Duh.
But yeah, that's odd though that if it took them 7 years to catch up on that, because
That's pretty pathetic.
I'm just really surprised at that, because it wasn't until like 2019 or so when it went through a third party that they started removing supercharging. But before then, it always transferred, and I don't know, you might escalate that and see why they started charging for that, because you haven't paid for it in 7 years.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid. Let's see. Some people talking about their heat pump and super manifold and sensors being replaced, etc. Black House Brew said my streaming music keeps skipping randomly. I haven't experienced that either. I don't know. Is that similar to what? Rob said mine does that or just pauses and doesn't play. Bizarre. I haven't heard of that. So yeah, I would definitely just fill out a service request and see what they can figure out for you. Let's see. Alpha said, do you think Tesla should add a 120 hertz screen to the Roadster? I don't really think you need 120 hertz on a car. I mean, unless you're gaming like competitively, I don't think you really need that kind of hertz. Personal preference. It looks good, but it does use a lot more power. Let's see. Oh, it even has a light bar on the front. Some people on Facebook got it, etc. It's remote controlled. Nice.
Wait, it's remote control. It's not one that you write in?
It's one you can put your kids in and drive them around.
Oh, wow. Even better. So it's like a combination. Wow.
Anthony said, do you have a Model S Plaid? So right now we have an order in for a Plaid and a long range Model S and a long range Model X.
Yes, currently we have a Model S and I have a plaid shirt. So that's all we have to go for it now. But I have vowed, as I said at the beginning of this video today, I will be wearing plaid every day until we get our Model S Plaid delivered.
It will be on the Instagram story. So Instagram link should be in the description. So definitely follow the Instagram if you want to see him wear plaid every day until we take delivery. Because I don't know, it might be a while. We'll see. I definitely think we're going to have some repeats because that's just how it's
I
gonna
don't
work.
have a lot of plaid stuff. So.
Let's see. Slew Dog said our VIN number sequential. Saw some threads, Tesla forums saying low VIN numbers could be rejected cars or factory repaired vehicles. Not really. I mean, you might know more about this than I.
Yeah, no, they're not typically. They build them in batches, and so in the past, when people were really tracking the Model 3 production closely, and even Model S over the years, they jumped around. They would maybe make like several thousand of a certain color, and then other people could get like a different color, and their VIN might be 20 or 30,000 higher, but they would get their cars manufactured and delivered earlier than those other ones. So it's just, it jumps around. So it is possible though that yes, lower numbers could be older and they might have issues like you brought up that we don't know. Like there's still those several hundred cars I believe that are on the lot in Fremont that
just sitting there.
They've been there since May I believe, and it remains to be seen. We haven't heard of anybody. I saw somebody said he got a call that he had a car ready for delivery, but he found it was from like June, an early June build, and he was a little hesitant about that. So we're, definitely something you can ask before you take delivery of your vehicle. Ask them what the build date is, and they can tell you. If it's several months old, you might ask why, where's it been since then?
Yeah. Let's see. Chris said during a thunderstorm, our Model Y started thinking the door opened. Alarm went off 5 times, then wasn't locking throughout, or though thought the door was open, but it wasn't. Next day fixed itself. Have we experienced this?
Yeah,
I wonder if there was like maybe some lightning that might have like thrown some stuff off.
Could be, yeah, and I don't know. And my mom though was just here today, and she said that last time she came to visit us, she parked her car in her garage, and like Sentry mode had 93 events while it was in the garage, and it's like that's odd because we have parked other S's and Y in there, never had an issue, but when she brought her 3 over, it had like 93 events, and then she said today it only had 1.
And so, it was me because I was cleaning in the garage.
By. So it's just interesting, that's maybe different from your lightning storm, but it's just interesting how Sentry mode is working differently. We did have like a tree outside the window, but I saw it moving while she was sitting there telling me the story, so I don't know what's causing that.
Yeah. Let's see. Michael said some guy had a new S, not plaid, Pittsburgh area, by the way. Although I wasn't impressed with the exterior, but the interior was amazing. Interior of the new car is really nice. It feels way more plush and premium. There's
not a lot of changes to the exterior. They did, bring out the fenders a little bit, and the side repeater cameras are a little larger because they have to see around those wider fenders, and also they have a little bit of like paint protection film there down in front of the rear wheels. But other than that, they've changed some things with the fog lights and did like a chrome delete, so it's black around the windows and the door handles now, and the rear applique is black. But other than that, it's almost the same car as what they've had since 2012
Yeah.
on the outside.
Yeah. Mark said, I hate the Tesla Bluetooth streaming app. Downloads random art instead of using the art from the files. Frequently, it's completely wrong and has nothing to do with the song that's being played. I'd rather it show no album art than the wrong.
I've seen that. There's been
I
some
agree
really
with you
funny
there.
examples of that. There's a thread on TMC
Yeah.
where people say what song they were listening to, and then they show album art. And sometimes they're listening to a kid's song, and then it shows some like explicit, album art, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know why they haven't fixed that yet, but hopefully one of these.
Yo. As a reminder, please don't put like emails and stuff in chat because it kicks stuff like that out. Let's see. Adventure Insider said, any update on Model S order? I mean, currently we're just waiting. Long range says November.
It's something like November 10th to November 30th, and I think the Plaid still says August, and the X is December now.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Current situation. Mando X Games said, just thinking about it, I might get the first Model Y from Giga Texas with 4680s. I mean, if that happens, Eddie, like hit me up and we will come check it out. That'd be pretty cool.
I still don't know if they're gonna be doing the 4680s anytime soon. Hopefully, that would be great if you got that though. Definitely let us know.
Yo. Rob said, I parked in front of a restaurant with glass windows and have had Sentry Mode events from servers walking back and forth inside. Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I saw what looked like a Model 3Y headlights, but with the nose of a Model S or X, said the Adventure Insider. That's interesting. 3NY headlights, but with the nose of a Model S or X.
That's weird. I wonder if it was like a mule or something like that. Or,
Yeah. Let's see.
or somebody else just fooled around, put together a little Frankenstein.
Because there are some like new lights you can buy aftermarket that can kind of change it up a bit. Chris said we didn't have Sentry Mode actually on during the alarm situation, luckily, because the lightning is crazy loud and the alarm would have been triggered even more times. I wonder, like, if it was crazy loud and everything, I wonder if it just like vibrated the car enough. Because I've seen that with other cars. Maybe. And we said been having issues with the car, saying there's an issue with SSD not being fast enough for Sentry Mode. Super odd issue to have all of a sudden. I haven't seen that either.
I mean, usually SSDs are pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, an SSD should have no problem keeping up with Sentry Mode. That's interesting. I would just try reformatting it maybe and see if it goes away. Adventure Insider said, I think I actually saw a refreshed Model S in New York City because it looked bizarre from a distance and looked like new fog lights. So they do have new fog lights. So perhaps that's what it was. Because they used to just kind of like, I have this up. So the fog lights used to kind of be just like right here, like vertical, but now they're horizontal, more like the 3 and the Y. Let's see. Peter said, is Model Y a better buy than Model X? Depending on your situation, it could be.
Yeah, it's definitely cheaper.
Yeah.
It should be cheaper than the X, but it's not going to be as big. So, you could, easily hold the 4 or 5 people in the Y. 7-seat, they do have a 7-seater, but that's going to be really cramped for that third row in the Model Y. So if you do need the additional room, I would consider the Model X, but the Model X does cost a lot more.
Yeah.
But the Y is still probably the best car overall now, just because it's for mileage and for the number of people and the cargo. So it's kind of a combination of all of them.
It's like our overall choice.
Yeah.
And then Jason said, hope they offer biohazard mode install after the fact on Model Y soon. I thought I heard they were going to be doing that.
Yeah, because I heard that as well. Because basically now the Model Ys that are being delivered do include like a biohazard defense mode.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of interest expressed. So hopefully Tesla will come out with like a retrofit for people who are interested in upgrading to that.
Yep. And Mando actually said he read any Model Y built after July already has it.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool. Rob said, saw something new yesterday. I was parked in a steep driveway and tried to show a family member the summon forward backward in the app, but got a message that the incline was too steep. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I think typically our
Sorry, I
driveway
sneezed.
is really flat. But I have seen that in the past. Yeah, you have to have it'll complain.
I've seen it just like wouldn't do it and just canceled it, but I've never seen like the
actual
incline was
message.
too
Okay,
steep message.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
John, where can I buy wiper blades for Model Y? You can get them straight through Tesla, but you can also get them at local auto parts shops. You can do like their online configurator thing, and it'll tell you what brand and what everything will work for the Y and fit on it.
Yeah, I see Michael Tavares was saying he hopes the new Y with the new battery tech will get improved range. And yeah, I think it will eventually. I just don't know when those 4680 cells will be coming out. And we mentioned it earlier when we were talking about news and the Model Y that would be getting delivered to Europe. Originally, Elon said that the first Model Ys in Europe would be coming from the Gigafactory in Berlin. And now these are actually coming straight from China. And so somebody pointed out that while the US is building Model Ys, they typically now have like the 82 kilowatt hour batteries. Sounds like the Chinese ones are still on the 75 kilowatt hour battery, so they're going to have a little bit less range on those. But yeah, definitely looking forward to where they come out with a 4680 based one. I think it's delayed just again because Gigafactory in Austin and Berlin were supposed to have the 4680Y, but we haven't gotten any updates on that.
Yep. Let's see. Diego did say I was talking to a tech the other day that worked on the S for a few months at Fremont. Said people don't realize how different the new S is. Pretty much everything is different, but the handles are the same. I really like those handles though, to be honest. But it would be kind of nice if they were just touch, kind of like the X.
Yeah.
So they didn't pop out or anything.
Yeah.
You just touched them.
Yeah, I think they're, and what we said, yeah, it's almost the same. They, like you said, they've changed a lot of parts and a lot
of stuff is
revisions.
most people won't actually see though.
Yeah.
Because it's all internal.
Yeah, and because yeah, definitely.
Let's see. License to Drive said, as an owner of both, the Y is a great deal if you don't want to spend six figures. I'm not missing my 75DX compared to my Model Y performance. Yeah, they both have their pros and cons for sure. I think the X overall, just like Elon has called it, is the Fabergé egg of vehicles. It's a masterpiece for sure. Let's see. Chris said, I also agree, Model S interior is way nicer than previous. Took a look at a 2020 Model S and was shocked. It felt cheap inside compared to the 2019 Model 3, the first Tesla we still have. Yeah. I think they kind of put the S refresh on the back burner a little longer than they should have, to be honest. Because the 3 and the Y felt like they were just getting everything.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they had done it like a little bit sooner. Because if they had done it, in 2019, then they wouldn't have had all these problems. Like, well, they might have still had some delays, but there's all kinds of delays with the supply chain this year that's making it even worse. So it would have been nice if they had been able to fit it in, like back when they did the Raven, back in 2019. It would have been if they could have made the interior changes as well. But can't change the past.
Nope. Michael said, the more I look at that animal, it looks more like a Sphinx cat than a dog. Let's see. Brian said, what do you think about Dogecoin? Not investment advice, but I love Dogecoin.
Yeah, it's gone back up recently, which is good. I mean,
it was like 34 cents
It's
earlier.
still far from its peak back when, right before Elon went on Saturday Night Live. It was up to like 74 cents, and that was its peak as far as I know. But it would be nice if it got back up there eventually.
I mean,
fortunately, we bought in when it was way less.
Making that kind of money a day, though, oof, it looks good. Again, though, the Dogecoin, any kind of coin, can be extremely volatile. Make sure you do your research before investing in anything like that, for sure. Rob said, any news about Derek merch? Not really.
I know we talk about it. We talk about it, but it's.
I think I need to just find somebody that can do it for me. Not gonna lie, and that way it doesn't get kind of put on the back burner because I will do some research and see what I can come up with.
Yeah, because we were even talking about before we did our trip to Iceland. We had all these ideas, but then we just got busy, and then we went on our trip, and nothing came of it. So one of these days we'll have to lock it down.
Yep. Amy said, I love Dog Cam. Is that close enough to Dogecoin?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
God, look at him sleeping. Let's see. Brian said he bought some Dogecoin at 18 cents. Yeah, I actually got most of mine when it was like a quarter of a penny. I got in a lot earlier. It's
Yep. And I think mine was
mint.
about 4 cents, so it's gone way up since then.
Yep. Let's see.
I see Mando X's Games is asking, once we get the new S and X, what will our license plates read?
That's a good question.
Because this will be a time that we have multiple S's again. That
Yeah, so if you're new here or unfamiliar, we like to do like Derek as a license plate, and then for like the Model 3, we did Derek 3, or Derek Y for the Model S, or Y, and then Derek S for the Model S. But I don't know what we're going to do with the new S's.
I think at one time we did have multiple ones, and one of them said
Really?
Derek, the other one said Derek S.
Also, maybe we'll have to
But
do something like
might have
that.
to come back with that. But yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we're going to do when we get the Roadster, so. Or the Cybertruck, 'cause that's not going to fit on there.
Yeah. Diego said Doge will be advertising on a Premier League soccer team jersey.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That'd be nice if it helps
That's pretty
push
crazy.
that price up. Yeah.
Yeah. Black House Brew said, thanks for the advice on the bike rack. It was helpful. I ended up getting a Yakima Ridgeback, just like the
nice.
Tesla version, but cheaper. Tilts back to open the gate, and my wife can easily use it alone. Yeah, I mean, that's the one I would probably do if you like wanted kind of like one and not going through Tesla's version, because Tesla's the exact same one except with a Tesla logo on it, and it's more
Higher price
expensive.
tag, yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, Roger said I bought Doge at 52 cents. Smart.
Oh, no.
Oy. Oy. I mean, maybe we're getting there.
Hopefully, at least it's getting closer. Yeah, getting back up there.
Brian said, what research can you do with crypto besides the basics to know how the coin works, the utility uses for it? Anything to try to research? I mean, I was just referring mainly to like crypto in general to make sure you kind of grasp a little bit more about that. But knowing the utility and stuff like that for different coins is great, because there's a lot of coins that get pumped every day that are just a waste. So you just got to be careful if you're going to go that way, how to do it. But you need to know the risks on crypto. I would say crypto is a lot more volatile than 99% of stocks, and you can literally lose everything in a matter of minutes, or you can gain everything you want in a matter of minutes. So it's an interesting animal. John said Clearwater, Minnesota Supercharger which is located at a truck stop with food. They now have a garbage can by the Supercharger and a window cleaner for the bugs.
Oh,
I
nice.
would love
Yeah.
to see more of that, for sure.
We usually keep our own. I have like a squeegee that's got a window cleaner fluid in
the handle.
So I usually take that with us on road trips and stuff, so we don't need to stop at gas stations or anything like that.
Yeah. Mando said, what about Dave S. and Derek S. license plates?
Those could
That'd
already be
interesting.
taken though. Those seem pretty generic, but we
Yeah,
could try.
they might be. Colorado's not as easy to figure out what license plate's available versus what's not. It's not like you can do it online like some states.
Yeah.
You actually have to like mail in or actually do it while you're there.
Yeah, well, it's changed slightly. It used to be you had to
Yeah.
fill out a form, mail it in with like 5 choices, and they would give you the first choice that they found. And then they changed it so you could do it online, but you actually have to like pay and register it, and then to get it. So it's not as good. But I know like in Nevada, you can just type in any license plate, and it will tell you yes, it's available or it's not available. So it'd be nice if they did that here.
Yeah. Oh no, Diego said he bought into Doge at 60 cents.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, hopefully we get back there, guys. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Adventure Insider is asking, anyone else experience a Model X with overheating issues with the door sensors in hot weather,
I think
especially black
they did
color?
have that. I heard of that problem
Oh,
a
okay.
couple years ago, so I don't know if your car is an older one, but I heard of people like, especially in like Arizona and stuff like that, where it gets really hot. That was an issue. So yeah, if you are having that, definitely reach out to Tesla and see if they can take care of that for you.
Yep. Michael said, I think the Supercharger would look cool if they switched the red and the white colors. That'd be interesting.
Might not be as easy to see though at night, I guess.
Yeah, true. Brian said, question, have you sold any Dogecoin? When will you expect to sell Dogecoin? So early on, I was kind of like day trading Dogecoin, if you will. But I haven't sold any. I've just been buying stuff for quite a while now. Let's see. Jonathan said, I'm completely new to using a tow hitch. I have a Model Y. Which tow hitch adapter attachment do you use? I have, it's a mouthful of a rack. Let me see.
Well, he's talking about tow hitch. He's not asking about.
Oh, it's not a
rack.
bike rack. Tow hitch. I actually haven't towed anything. I've
Yeah,
just used it
not
as
yet.
for like the bike rack.
And when you did install the,
I guess yeah.
when you had the first Model Y that didn't have the tow hitch on it, we installed. What was the one that you installed?
It was one of the after. It was like the only aftermarket one I think that's available.
but it didn't have the wiring and stuff, so you could use it for bike racks and stuff, but it didn't have the wiring harness or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kit's given up. I think he's ready to.
Yeah. Kit has
put the
given
foods.
up. Let's see. Brian said, "Are you 100%? I was up 1,000. I've been down 2,100, and now I'm only down 700. Still in negatives, but have faith." Oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of the way it goes. Win some, you lose some. I mean, look at like Bitcoin. It was up to like almost 70-something thousand, or was it past that? I don't even remember. But it's definitely dropped a lot. Let's see. I think we're pretty much caught up.
Yeah, I think, and like I said, Kit, he's like looking around like he's ready for dinner.
Yeah, and I'm kind of hungry. So I guess maybe what we'll do is we'll just kind of call it there. We're at like 2 hours, so yeah, we made it. Huge thanks to everyone for the super chats, hanging out. Again, super chats not necessary, but we of course always do appreciate them, and can't thank you guys enough for that. If you have any questions that we unfortunately didn't get to answer, definitely leave them down in chat once this video goes live. It will take probably like 30 minutes to process, and then it'll be up, and we will try our best to answer them there. And huge thanks to everyone in the community in chat that answered questions for us. I really appreciate you guys doing that and helping out everybody. It's what I love about our little community that we have made. Everyone's super, super helpful.
Yep.
And really appreciate that. And last but not least, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. I can never remember the side right here, for helping make all this possible. If you are interested in looking for any accessories, model SX, 3 or Y, definitely check them out. And using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of your first purchase. And then we have a Michael with the $5 super chat coming in at the last minute. Said good stream. Thank you very much, Michael. Really appreciate you hanging out. And yeah, again though,
like and subscribe and turn on the alerts for you'll notified because we got a lot of good content coming.
Yeah. So we have a volcano vlog on Monday. We have a special video on Tuesday that we have been working on for an extremely long time. It's been in the making for a very, very long time. So we really can't wait to show you our Tuesday video. But the Monday one is really dope too. Doug did a lot of really cool edits on it, so I'm really happy with it.
Into our Iceland trip.
Yep.
And like,
and then we have some other things maybe we'll do later on in the week, but should be a very fun week. So strap in and definitely keep your notifications on so that you can enjoy the Tuesday video, because
and again, also on the
Tuesday video is gonna be good.
But also on Thursday we should be live with the call on the 19th.
Oh my God, I forgot that was Thursday.
Yeah.
Holy crap! So
the AI day or whatever.
AI day too. Yeah. It's gonna be a very, very busy week, but here we go.
We got a lot of stuff coming this week. Yeah.
It's gonna be a good week. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. But we will see you all later in the week.
Yeah. Multiple times.